Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Tuesday, and I'm back from vacation. You see the title, The Rise and Fall of Sean Diddy Combs. He's out of here, kids. He had his run. It's over with, huh? It was beautiful, wasn't it? On your hot 9-7 every day. That's my word. Take that. Out of here. Down in flames. The trial that's going on in New York City. I'm going to play some video footage. How do you not cross-examine the mother of a coke whore? Let me start there. I'm talking about Cassie Ventura. Her mother, Regina Ventura, 67 years of age, born February the 2nd, 1958. She's an Aquarius. How do you not cross-examine her? They were scared of her, the defense. She was supposed to be harassed outside of the courthouse, not violated or touched or anything, but she was supposed to be asked, Miss Ventura, when did your coke whore daughter become a coke whore? Did you see her doing coke at home? And other things. Who did she learn the coke whore behavior from, Miss Ventura? Are you a coke whore? And the father was also with the mother, Roderick Ventura, former firefighter. He served in the military. Thank you for your service, sir. But I'm talking about your coke whore daughter tonight. And some of you outside the courthouse, you know, you're getting content. That's a great thing. But you were walking on eggshells when she came out with the shawl. You were scared. But yet and still, Dawn, whenever she testified the other day, you asked Dawn as she was walking into the courthouse, how big was Diddy's dick? But you were scared of the mother. Do you know your place? She's some type of a little bit of African-American, Mexican, West Indian. Diddy was a lick to the entire family off the rip. Clearly he was. I got a little bit of info here, something about she wired him $20,000, but he sent the money back. So he was just, letting the mother know, I got your daughter in check. We'll get to that. I'm saying the rise and fall this evening, folks. He's out of here. I think, in my opinion, that was a bad move, that his legal team did not cross-examine Cassie Ventura's mother. Was she herself an abused woman? Why did it take until 2011 for her to take pictures of Cassie whenever she came home from, I guess, fucking and sucking? Oh, I'm on that type of time tonight. Don't worry about the algorithm. Fucking and sucking. She came home bruised up, and then the mama was taking pictures. The defense was supposed to ask her, in my opinion, Miss Ventura, have you yourself been abused? The father, a Filipino. That Filipino boy's been playing it rough for decades, centuries, if you will. Ground and pounds, chin checking their wives, girlfriends. That's regular shit for them. That's my opinion. The mother should have been cross-examined. She got off easy, and nobody even asked her anything pressing outside of the courthouse. She was high-strutting. Now, according to my research here, she was some type of paralegal. I don't know if she's retired or not. A settlement paralegal. Keyword, settlement. So she may have planted the seed within Cassie on how to line this nigga up. She deals with settlements. I got the law firm that she's been working at for years. And she got in and out of the goddamn court without being questioned. That nigga's out of here. He's food. Now, I don't wish anything bad upon him, but he always said, I walk with God, for those who paid attention. Right or wrong? Troll babies, good evening. Nigga said, I walk with God. Well, what will God do with this nigga now? Down in flames. Down in flames. Guys, also, I'll get to the showrunner shortly. I got a video to play. And anybody who's a Knick fan, I don't want to hear a whole bunch of convoluted bullshit about, where you are now and what you're going to do. I want to talk to the common man. I want to talk to the bandwagon people. I just have one question. Is the Fat Joe curse real? Is the Fat Joe curse real? Now, I've never had any issues with Joe. He's never disrespected me, but, you know, it's shine time on the New York Knicks. And somebody like him who's now talking crazy, he's taking shots at Joe Budden. I guess Fat Joe wants to beef now on YouTube. Salute to Jada Kiss. They got some show, Joe and Jada. Fat Joe, every time he puts his fucking his brand and connects it to an athlete or a sports figure, down in flames they go. What was the name of the Puerto Rican who got his shit rocked by Camelo? Got his shit rocked. Oh, Fat Joe brought him out. Camelo dropped him, and that was the end of that nigga, whatever his name was. Fat Joe got his big knock-kneed ass up there in Yankee Stadium, spitting them trash-ass bars, and then out of here. The Los Angeles Dodgers took him down. So I see Fat Joe now, you know, at Madison Square Garden. He's jumping around like a goofy with the fucking the Knicks bandana. Him and Nori. Are the Knicks going down due to the Fat Joe curse? So I ask you, is the Fat Joe curse real? All right. Phone lines are open early. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I got everything set up here and situated. Yeah, I watched a little video today as I, you know, came back from vacation, and I saw Regina Ventura high strutting outside the courthouse. Wow. Nobody asked her anything, you know, to even challenge her with regards to her coke whore daughter. Coke whore. It's not alleged. Alleged. She was getting plowed, penetrated. She was initiating all of this. She was supposed to have been asked, the mother, if I can just ramble a second here. Miss Ventura, did you ever put your coke whore daughter in rehab? Did you ever suggest that your coke whore daughter go get help? Or were you just, you know, collecting money from Diddy? Miss Ventura, how many STDs did your coke whore daughter have in the time prior to meeting Sean Diddy or Puff Daddy Combs up until now? Yes, we know you've got pictures, Miss Ventura, but, you know, is this common behavior for your coke whore daughter? Now, she's got a brother. I think he's a year or two older than her, Cassie. He's been rather quiet, yes. Should he have been dragged into the case as well to ask about his sister's conduct, her behavior? Now, not saying she had to go to college. Hell, I'm a high school dropout. But was the intention of Cassie to become a person of notoriety, fame, if you will, and at what cost? Miss Ventura, is it fair to say that your coke whore daughter traded her morals, ethics, and values for fame and fortune? Unless I missed it, I've seen nothing to that degree. Anybody asking her a fucking thing. Deeds, how are we doing? Spelling audio, are we okay? It's my first day back. I'm going to be a little rusty. Hey, Miss Magic, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. The Diddler, down in flames. And at what point will we see Mama Combs in the steel bracelets? Oh, we have to. We have to. She's a co-conspirer. Now, you see, that's why I'm saying the rise and fall, because if the case, which it seems like a bullshit case to me, I have yet to see anything with regards to sex trafficking. If the case starts to get, stale, I'm sure they will hit Mama Combs with some charges. Street's got no love. Street's got no love. Okay, hang on a second. Also, guys, something else I want to mention here. Hold on. Oh, what's going on with Mystical, rapper Mystical? He was in court Monday. How long has that rapist, convicted rapist, been in jail since 2022? Fuck is going on with that nigga? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Is he so fighting a new rape charge? Anyway, all right. So that's my show this evening. But I really want to ask the question. Let me write this down so I can remind myself. Is the Fat Joe curse real? Joe. And first game is tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow night. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. All right. Hey, Penelope, thank you for tapping in, darling. Oh, okay, thank you so much. You see, she said, yeah, they pressed Dawn outside of the courthouse, but gave Cassie's mother a pass. Where did Cassie learn this behavior? You know, somebody taught her something. I mean, this appears to be learned behavior, a fucking decade, if you will. Chanel, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Let me make sure my phones are working. Whenever I come back, I'm a little off balance here. You know, I had a hell of a vacation. For those who give a goddamn, life is great. I didn't go anywhere. I just had to handle some business here in Emerald Isle. But I do plan to take a trip very soon. All right. Okay, we should be good to go. Rondell, I got your donation. Salute to Gene Deal. What am I? Okay, yes, Gene Deal. I saw Gene walking up to the courthouse, and somebody was asking him something. Gene said, "Don't play with me." He said, "Don't play with me." And listen, I've always said Gene is an honorable man. He used to allow me to come into Sue's Rendezvous back in the days by myself. Sloppy, well, not drunk, but, you know, just sloppy. And I could always drop my 9mm, you know, by the bar, and nobody bothered me. Gene's a real one. All right, let's get to the bullshit here. Or should I go to the videos first? Hold on a second. Maybe I'll go to the videos, and then we'll come back to the phone lines. I want you guys to inform me. Okay, Deed says, oh, okay, she says I didn't mention the showrunner. Thank you, Deeds. Well, all right, I'm not sure what's going on. The arrest in a massive New Orleans jailbreak. They arrested someone. Okay, thank you, Deez. I'll play that video as well. How about I just do that first, and then I'll go to the phone lines. Oh, my goodness. Diddy, out of here. Out of here. You know, it is what it is. Here we go. This is the first video, so we can all be on the same page. Everyone hasn't necessarily, you know, been following this story. It's draining. It's really, really fucking draining. Okay, here we go.
The federal sex trafficking trial against Sean Diddy Combs has moved into its 7th day of testimony. Today, the former personal assistant to Mr. Combs, David James, returned to the stand. Jurors also heard from the mother of singer Cassie Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend. Combs has been charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all of those charges. NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas is outside of the courthouse in New York City. Chloe, walk us through what has happened in court so far today.
Yeah, so Ellison, you talked about David James. He is somebody who worked for 2 years for Combs as a personal assistant, and he really pulled back the curtain on what it's like to work for someone like Combs. He said that sometimes his days would be 20 hours at a time, and he would work 21 days in succession with no breaks. And he talked about how he knew that he was signing up for a tough job, but he also talked about how Combs allegedly had him procure drugs like ecstasy that would also have him get prescriptions under his own name, like Percocet for him, and that he would set up hotel rooms for these freak-offs. You know, so this is really going towards the charge of racketeering conspiracy. Remember, the government says that Combs was running his businesses and carrying out illegal activity and using assistants, security guards, and other individuals that work for him to carry out that illegal activity. So he's one of many individuals that previously worked for Combs that we're going to be hearing from. And like you said, who else did we hear from today? We finally heard from Cassie Ventura's mother. It was very brief on the stand, but she talked about taking photos of her daughter in 2011 when she came home to Connecticut for the Christmas holidays, and that she was shocked to see the bruises on her daughter's body, that she hadn't been aware that her daughter's relationship with Combs had been violent at this point, and that she took those photos to memorialize them. And thankfully for her, she did, because they showed those in court today to the jurors.
Chloe, explain for us how the prosecution plans to use these witnesses to build their case as it relates to the specific charges Diddy is facing here.
So remember, there are 5 charges, like I said, racketeering, conspiracy. So that's where you get the individuals that worked for Combs, whether it was security, personal assistants, chief of staff. We're going to be hearing from a chef who once worked for Combs. Then you have the sex trafficking. So you have people like Cassie Ventura, you have her mother, you have individuals talking about coercion, force, feeling that there was so much violence in the relationship for some of these women that they couldn't leave. So therefore they were forced to participate in these freak-offs with male escorts. And that goes to the sex trafficking charge. And remember, if convicted on all, he faces up to life in prison.
All right. NBC's Chloe Malas, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about.
Okay, Miss Magic, I got your donation. Thank you so much. I'm not going to, break down the charges again. We did that last week, but I do want to say that they may have Diddy on a few false imprisonment charges. If people were, getting high and, he kept giving them drugs or supplying them drugs and they testify, I wanted to leave. Holding someone against their will, that's false imprisonment. That's how they caught Rick James, burning that female with the crack pipe, false imprisonment and other things. That's a hell of a charge for those who know that the legality in terms of false imprisonment. Now, as far as the sex trafficking, I just want to say this. I have not heard about any sex trafficking of minors. We saw a bunch of stuff on the internet. And again, I'm not trying to try the case right here, right now, but is it now sex trafficking if you fly somebody out and they have the understanding or the intention to exchange sex for money or drugs? That might be where we are now in society. Yes, no? Carlo, got your donation. Carlos says he beat her up. Of course, to have relations with other people and had access to weapons. Okay. Seems to me that she had enough reasons to stay put all these years. Okay. He had people like him. Okay. Thank you, sir. Well, again, that's why I'm saying the rise and fall, because I just don't see how they let Cassie's mother get away. Didn't even want no parts of her. Anyway, I'll get to this second video shortly here, guys. Let me see if somebody wants to chime in. I see a couple of people in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? 267, talking about Diddy, the rise and fall. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, what's going on, Star? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. So, yeah, this whole Diddy thing, I just wanted, for context, I wanted to remind the listeners that you did at one point, I think, refer to Diddy as hip-hop's greatest gift or something to that effect. So I just wanted to ask, is that still kind of maybe your...
Well, sir, who gives a shit what I said? This show is not an echo chamber. What do you think? This nigger now is in the hot seat, sir. It's shine time. It's shine time on the nigger.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the reason I was asking, is because me personally, I know he's going through this thing with Cassie, but I don't think any of what he's doing really outweighs all the good he's done in hip hop. I mean, if you look at his track record, yeah, he's done some nefarious things. Sure, you think about the Cassie beatings and stuff like that, but if you look at the amount of people that he's employed and the amount of charter schools and people that he's put through college, I mean, if you weigh the good against the bad, I feel like, people are asking to throw away the key with Diddy, but it's like, why? I mean, if you're looking at a track record of 30 years of him doing really good stuff in hip hop, I just don't understand. Oh, okay, yes, we saw him on camera beating up Cassie, and that's one thing, but it's it's almost like this eagerness that folks have to see him rotting in jail, and to me, it's yes, sir. Yes. By the way,
yes,
I know you've been following him, but
hang on a sec, sir. Yes, the internet is hungry for content. Yes, but now at the same time, are you saying, okay, bitches get beat every day? What are you saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
That's actually exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think that, I think that when
people do drugs should be legalized, right? Drugs should be legal. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is when you carefully look at the details of this case, you see that so many of their activities was consensual. You see that, Cassie is sending her certain kinds of texts that represent that you had a desire to do a lot of these things. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that, he's right for promoting these desires or encouraging these desires. I get it. Maybe he's not the best person in the world. But when I look at the general consensus, it's like every person commenting is like, oh, he smacked Cassie. Let's put him away for life. Or what about all the charter schools? What about the kids he's putting through college? What about the kids, the influences, the amazing catalog? People act like, you get into one bit of trouble and now it's like, oh,
can I jump in?
Send them to.
Can I jump
in? Good.
Okay. What you're saying has merit to it. Yes. But, the nigger's not above the law, sir. Right? Not above the law. Hello?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
we have to have
listen,
laws.
I think
we have to have laws, so he's not above the law. I mean, again, in theory, the needs of the many far outweigh the problems of the few. I get it. I'm kicking Cassie's back in, sir. I'm saying she's a coke whore. But I'm also, going to kick his back, and this is the objective perspective. What I said once upon a time, in my opinion, rang true. Yes, he provided jobs. He helped niggas eat. But at the same time, wasn't he the puppet master, if you will? And people died tragic deaths. People lost their dignity, their pride, their publishing. I mean, it's shine time. I'm not rushing you, but just where you landing your plane, because what you're saying has validity to it. But what are you saying ultimately should happen? I'm saying the rise and fall. What say you?
I think ultimately what I'm saying is that the statement that you made a few years back about him being the greatest gift to hip hop, I agree with that, right? Okay. I totally agree with that. I mean, if you look at the overall track record that spans over 3 decades and what he represented just as an image, right? Because all the things that are coming out now, let's be honest, these are people who wanted to bask in vainglory and thought they were going to do it without paying a price. You're not going to come to a record label, ask for $1 million and to be with the finest whores and bitches and coke,
right.
And then sit up here and think that, there's going to be no cost to that. No, you're going to sacrifice something. You're going to give up a part of your soul, and you know that. You could have went and got a job at UPS. You could have went and been a salesman, right? I'm not going to sit up here and excuse Cassie's poor behavior and poor decisions because Diddy was dangling $1 million plus in front of her face. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, and, I appreciate you taking the call.
Thank you, man. Salute. Yes, sir. Okay. I want you folks to speak freely. Never mind what I said, Shine time on the nigga. Every dog has his day. And Diddy said for many, many years, I walk with God. That's what he said. He's on God's time right now. Hey, Valerie, good to see you. Thank you for your donation. Okay. Yeah, I may talk about my vacation a little bit more in detail later, but listen, I'm back like crack. Let's get down to business here. We go to area code 702. The rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Brother Love, whatever you want to call him. Are you there? Are you ready?
I'm here.
Hey,
I'm here, Star.
Hey, baby.
What's going on?
Life is great.
So, yeah, good. My life's great too.
Right.
Well, it is a great day because Cassie mom came in there and did what all mothers and fathers should do, stood up for her daughter.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, mom shouldn't have to do all that when there's men around. What's up with that? That's the problem. Everybody's scared. Is all the dads scared that, come on, man.
Where you calling from, darling?
But it's a good day, Star.
Can I ask where you're calling from?
It's a good day.
Okay. Don't go.
Vegas.
Okay. So, what are you saying? Fuck Diddy. Get that nigga some time. Where we going? I'm on that type of time.
Yeah, him.
Come on.
Him and
say it. Stand on it.
Him.
Say it.
Him and
stand and say fuck that nigga, baby. Let's go. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, him and all the diddlers, all the baby diddlers. Come on, raise your kids, raise your daughters. Stand up for your kids. it's up for you old. It's up for all the old men. It's up. It's up.
The old nigga
Good day,
got
ladies.
sloppy doing pink cocaine in his 50s. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. They getting dementia, Star. Like, it's up. We be saving our daughters, Star. Say the kids. Yeah. You feel me, Star? Thank you for accepting my call.
No, baby, stay with me. Listen. This is the objective. This is the objective perspective. Now, I did say he got sloppy doing coke in his 50s. What do you think about Young Miami? Should she be dragged in and steal bracelets? I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star. My Young Miami was a willing participant, Star. Now that's the coke whore, Star. Cassie is a little different, Star. She was young. She was like 19, 20. She was a baby.
Don't get that bitch a pass because of that light skin. Please, baby, please don't do that. Don't give a pass.
Okay, I feel you. I get your perspective too. Okay, Young Miami. You stand on Young Miami right now because she low. She turned on JT. She knew what she was doing. She didn't even want to rap. She was straight. She said it. He peed on her. Anybody could pee on her. She caught the girl to eat her.
Right.
She was real grimy. She real nasty. She got babies herself. She is what she is. She says she a city girl and all that, but
Young Miami said, "I'm a whore." She said, "quote unquote, I'm a whore."
She said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's spreading that word to the youth.
A whore. Fucking whore.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Spreading that word to the youth.
Land your plane. Take your time.
Spread
I'm in
that
no
word
rush.
to the youth.
Where do you want to go?
She missing too. She missing the action, Star. Okay. She probably in Vegas.
Whoa.
It up.
Hang on. Who's missing? JT or Young Miami?
Yeah, Young Miami.
Okay.
Where's she at? Well, she's still down. So she can't be, she can't be acting innocent because she's not, and she knows it.
Okay. Baby, I got to ask you a question. I know you're out in Vegas, but just entertain me, please. Is the Fat Joe curse real? You know about this big knock-knee spick?
Stand up.
Fat Joe?
NY stand up. Tell Fat Joe stay home. Tell Fat Joe stay home, y'all. Fat Joe is the king of New York.
Now that's cap.
Joe run New York
That's
City.
cap. No, that's cap.
Who run New York City, Star?
My nigga 50.
It ain't 50.
50. Curtis Jackson. 50. Fat Joe lives in Florida. He's a Florida resident. He's perpetrating a fraud, but I appreciate
all the NY boys go to Miami and California. All the NY boys going to be by the water.
Okay.
I
appreciate you, baby. Keep me posted on Young Miami.
Thank you.
If she ever gets handcuffed, please wake my dumb ass up with an email at 3:00. All right.
I will, Star. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Troll babies, is the Fat Joe curse real? I should put that on the screen. Erica got your donation, sir. Thank you for tapping in. Miss Magic. Miss Magic says, if it was a black woman, people would say she knew what she was doing. No, she knew what she was signing up for. Yeah. Miss Magic, did you see the people saying to Dawn outside the courthouse, how big is Diddy's dick? They gave her no type of fucking respect. Lord Jesus. Guys, there's my email address on the screen. thehater1964yahoo.com. It's my first day back. I had a beautiful vacation. Blade, I got your email. Okay. Blade says every time you take a break or go on vacation, people get arrested. Snitchnetwork.org. Hint. Thank you. Okay. Letitia, thank you, darling, for your support. She says she missed me. Okay. Oh, where's my nigga Kuala? Kuala, what area code, my nigga? You got to remind me, man. I forget. Let me go to area code 281. Good evening. I'm going hard in the paint, balls deep, and I'm not saying pause. Are you there? 281.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Pick up the pace, please. Yo.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Where do you want to start, sir? It's cracking.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I think this shit is definitely absolutely crazy. I wonder, but my thing is a Rico over. It sounds like his whole conviction is the nigga freaky than a bitch. I do think he should go to jail, but it's kind of like, a Rico in federal prison. He talking about doing life. Do we feel like that, or am I missing something? Is it more to this than what I understand?
Well, sir, can you turn down the BET, whatever you got going on in the background? I'm not in a rush, but come on, don't kill the vibe. Turn that down, please.
Yeah.
You ready?
It's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah. What up?
Now, listen, I have not been studying all the charges. I'm just asking the question: what should God do with that nigga? Do you subscribe to the theory of God? The nigga been saying, "I walk with God."
If you talk about the God element, I feel like if you look from the '90s on, it's been a lot of heads that done died, a lot of cats that done went broke and lost their mind.
Talk about it.
So I ain't God.
Talk about it.
To see. You know what I mean? I can't say what God should do with somebody. However, I remember on the Mary J. Blige tape, he said he did like the 20-year anniversary, and he was like, "Yo, in this industry, a motherfucker either find God or go insane." You know what I mean? And I'm looking and I'm like, well,
are you from New York, sir?
God. So
are you from New York?
What's that?
Are you from New York?
Yeah, I'm from New York. Yeah.
Stay with me. I got time.
Yeah.
I got time tonight. Stay with me. Poor Mary, huh? who got Mary out there on the booger sugar, doing all sorts of shit? Allegedly sleeping with that 15-year-old boy, Danny boy, huh? Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't be scared, right? Danny boy said Mary, old ass Mary, was on coke when she jumped on his dick at 15. Let's go, nigga. Come on.
Yeah, I mean damn. I think he gets locked. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna do some time. I also wonder what his defense attorney is looking like. But on a God level, yeah, bro, done fucked up several lives. You know what I mean? And then you got also
G Depp, a good nigga, sir. G Depp said, "I can't live like this no more." The nigga went and confessed to a murder and did. How long did he do? G Depp, a decade. He's a good nigga, man.
Yeah, and then he got that one nigga in the feds that got locked up for the Tupac shit that's calling his name as an accomplice. Mm-hmm. So this case ain't gonna do shit but just give him more ammo to say, oh, it's Diddy that shot Tupac. So I think he's cooked, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
What about Loon, sir? Stay with me. What about Loon? Loon's life went from sugar to shit. The nigga, didn't he do some prison time, troll babies? Didn't Loon do some time? Fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck. Did he?
Then you looking at the Shine situation. Shine. You know, Shine got caught with a stray in the club. So I mean, yeah.
Black Rob. Come on, man. Biggie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's dug his own grave well before this. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I would say it ain't too much to defend with him. However, it's like, how do you defend what Cassie said in them text messages? Because there's going to be a lot of people that go, she sounded like she was with it and complicit. So can you blame him all the way around the board? I don't know. I will say this. I heard that he paid her $20 million. So if you pay somebody $20 million and they could still take the stand, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, which lets me know that they kind of railroad shit. You know what I mean? Because most people.
Well, that's why the mother should have been grilled, sir, about her coke whore daughter, don't you think?
Yeah, I would have to agree. So,
sir, before you go, I need you now. You're a New York nigga, right? You New York nigga?
Right, that's a fact.
Is the Fat Joe curse real, my nigga?
You said what happened?
Is the Fat Joe curse real? Every time Fat Joe links his big ass up to an athlete, the boxer, Canelo knocked him the fuck out, right? The New York Yankees, Dodgers got them the fuck out here. Now he's jumping around courtside for the Knicks. Is the Fat Joe curse real? It's a question.
It's looking like that. It's looking that way for sure. That's for sure.
Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
I got time tonight. Who sent the donation? AI Shine. She was a 19-year-old thought that knew what she was doing. Cassie was bouncing from rapper to producer before she met Puff. Fuck out of here. Caller must be a Vegas thing. You see, all of that should have been asked to the mother, Regina Ventura. Miss Ventura, did you do lines of coke with your daughter after your husband, Roderick, allegedly, beat your eye socket, beat you in the eye socket? Did you and your daughter bond? Miss Ventura, did Cassie pay you any money from Diddy? Check her, subpoena her bank records. Did the mother help Cassie with the settlement agreement with Diddy? You see, again, the mother, settlement paralegal and workers' compensation paralegal. Oh my goodness! So this woman knows how to work on any type of court documents. She understands legal language. She's a beast, I assure you. All right, thank you for your donation, AI Shine. And let me see if I can, okay, here's the homie right here. Let me get him on the screen. Guys, give me a little patience here. I want to play another video here. Then I'm coming back to the phone lines. If you're in the queue, send me an email if you're, holding on for a good amount of time. I try to get to calls. I can't guarantee every call. Please don't be in the queue and you're broke. I don't charge people, but I don't want to talk to broke people. I'm just being very, very honest with you. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the thing that Deeds sent me? Deeds, I'm so sorry. Do you have the video? Okay, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Here we go. Somebody down in New Orleans helped the niggas get out of jail. Now his dumb ass is caught. Was he pressured? Or was he just some type of gang member? I don't know. Hold on. Let's get to it.
In the New Orleans jailbreak, a maintenance worker at the Orleans Parish Justice Center has now been arrested and booked into jail. The district attorney claims the worker shut off water to the toilet, helping 10 inmates escape on Friday. Police have since arrested 4 of the escaped inmates. 6 remain on the run. ABC's Faith Abube is in New Orleans with the latest. And Faith, you just spoke with the district attorney about the arrest. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, Stephanie, we were speaking with the district attorney when that employee was arrested and booked into jail. So details coming to us as it was happening. The DA telling me that he's extremely frustrated that there was such a breakdown in the system and that what they had suspected for days that this may have been an inside job, the evidence has actually led them to that. According to investigators, soon after the escape on Friday, they started interviewing employees at the jail there, and they actually talked to Sterling Williams, the maintenance worker there, and he was the one who admitted to investigators that during the escape, in the early hours of the escape, the inmates asked him to turn off the water to the toilet, that they would move out of the way and crawl behind. You remember, we've been reporting that the inmates were able to get into a cell, move away a toilet, crawl through a hole, and got away from the jail running on an interstate. He, according to investigators, Sterling Williams was part of that plot because he was able to turn off that water. I just want to read some of what the DA had to tell us in terms of how this happened. He said, even Stephen Wonder can see that this was an inside job. 10 violent offenders don't make their way into a pod made for 2 and make good their escape through concrete, rebar, and barbed wire without being getting some sort of assistance. So right now the investigation is continuing. This is part of a larger investigation that involves other employees there at the jail. We know 3 other employees have been suspended. The DA says we could see more arrests in this case.
And
Stephanie.
Okay, arrest made in massive New Orleans jailbreak. For anybody who's curious about that particular story, Deeds sent me that. Thank you, Deeds. I did see that when I was on vacation a couple days ago, and I said, oh, okay. I didn't think too much of it. Anonymous, I got your donation. Thank you very much. My lady says free Diddy. Appreciate you taking the call. From JKL, aka J outside of Philly. Thank you, sir. Okay. Let me go to area code 7. No, I'm sorry. Pardon me. 469. Good evening. Talking about the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs. Out of here, in my opinion. A critical error happened today. Are you there? Yes, no, maybe. 469. Now I have to take another call. Are you ready?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you? It's cracking.
I'm okay, brother. Hey, now with this Combs thing, it seems like they putting all the entertainers that had money or built their empire up on the entertainment business. It seems like they're targeting all these brothers. So far now, it's Chris Brown. So I'm just trying to figure out, is it an angle here, or we just looking at it the wrong way and they got something else brewing on the side? Is it Illuminati, or is it when he made this lawsuit against this liquor company? It's just so many variables to really not understand what is actually going on inside our culture with the entertainment business. Now, I'm a freak myself, but I don't freak like that. You know, like R. Kelly and them. You know, I like 2 or 3 women. You know, if I can get them. But hey, these guys got money to do what they want. So I'm just trying to figure out why the white folks are just.
Well, stay with me, sir. I like a nigga who's thinking like himself, and please don't call me brother. You can use profanity tonight, but please don't call me brother. Okay. Now,
my bad.
Now, hang on a second. You said you're just trying to figure out, and if they are targeting, black entertainers who have acquired wealth. With all due respect,
right.
With all due respect, you're a broke nigga. Yes, you're broke nigga.
No, I'm a contractor. I'm a UPS contractor. I drive trucks.
Okay. Well, I can respect that. But in comparison to the people who you're wondering about, you're a broke nigga in comparison to them.
Well, I mean, yeah, they got millions. I just a thousandaire type brother.
It doesn't mean you're not a man of substance and quality, but you're trying to figure out. You're thinking, and I like that. Why they're going through the things that they go through. So when niggas start to flossing and flashing too much, juggling bitches and getting into their 50s and doing pink cocaine, it's time to get those niggas the fuck out of here. Would you not agree?
In a way, I can agree with that. But my thing here, though.
Sir, Chris Brown is not Michael Jackson. Can we please agree to stop putting that goofy ass wannabe Pyro nigga in the category of Michael Jackson? Can we agree to stop doing that?
True that.
Okay.
We can agree. Okay. We can agree to disagree.
Okay. So we got these fuck niggas. I'm on that type of time tonight. These fuck niggas doing too much, trying to holler at other people's girls. Drake, I love his music, but Drake's a fuck nigga, always trying to holler at somebody's girl, right or wrong?
True that.
Drake,
true that.
Aubrey, yeah. So these niggas.
But see,
hang on, sir. Let me just put this on the table. I'll let you land your plane. So these niggas get sloppy. What did Biggie say back in the days? More money, more problems. These niggas bring the problems in. These niggas lose themselves. These niggas start doing weirdo shit. Diddy had some escorts rubbing semen on his nipples. Weirdo shit. Time to go.
True that.
Yes, come on.
True that.
Come on.
True that. Now, my thing is, like I said, these guys got money to play how they want to play. But an average brother, if you get dragged in the courtroom, they automatically putting the chains, cuffs on you, and you out of there, for the slightest little deal. So with our culture, we seem to get exploited more than the white folks because, like with this other guy, Epstein, I don't hear them nearly talking about as much. And he was out there real deep, with this stuff. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Why are they putting the entertainers in a position since they had this old money? Now they playing in the new age now where these folks are coming up with all type of recos and, trying to put these folks under the jailhouse. Jay-Z, I believe, is going to be next.
Well, hang on a second, sir, before you start going down that path. Are you a man of a certain age? And I would assume you're from the South. Yes? From the South?
Yes, sir. I'm from Dallas, Texas, 55 years old.
Okay. Back in the days, they used to say, mine's yours. Stop worrying about white folk business. Worry about yourself. Okay? Stop.
There you go.
Stop worrying about Epstein and all these other white folks. Worry about yourself. If you're not living the life that Diddy's living and doing that type of goofy shit, that's on that nigga, man. I'm nobody's fan. I don't know about you, but you know he's got money to fight the shit. This is his day in court. But before you go, so I gotta ask you: is the Fat Joe curse real? You know what I'm talking about, Joseph Cartagena?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe karma is real. You know what go around? It's your turn now.
The concept of action.
So not to be.
Yeah, I don't.
Exactly.
I don't see the Knicks going nowhere. Fucking around with Fat Joe. Go ahead and land your plane.
True that. hey, man, you a ball of laughs, bro. I love your show,
yes,
and you keep it real 100 and keep the people on point about what's going on out here in the real world. Because, like I said, a lot of these folks are sleeping on what's going on, and we need to wake up, man.
I appreciate you.
That's my point to it.
I appreciate you. Yes,
so
sir.
Keep up the good work, brother.
Okay, so he called me brother again. Gotta go. He's doing good. Doing good. Hey, Sunday. Okay, Sunday sent me some notes. Thank you. Sunday said, okay, this is the actual cross-examination where Diddy's legal team said they had no questions. Scared to death, scared to look shook. Yeah, I'm sure they've got their strategy. Me personally, I would have tried to, dig into, the behavior and the history of Cassie's egregious, character, if you will. Again, a decade she put in with Diddy. Freaking. So, what? One album, guys? One album in a decade? Bitch, please. Thank you for your donation via Cash App. Let me just take my time. Bill, got your donation. World peace. Okay, you got to call in. Okay, he says, not a Fat Joe curse. Can Fat Joe play basketball? Wasn't he some type of coach up at the Rucker years ago? I heard they were actually paying people for those championships back in the days. Everything ain't what you think it is. Oh, here we go. Is that Radio What's New coming out of Canada? Radio What's New.
Hey, Star.
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alive. I'm 61. Niggas are dying. Here I am. Look at God.
And then we're still here.
Where do you want to start?
Well, I had sent you an email with a link to a video that I found on Twitter.
Okay.
It was Cassie's first music video for Me and You that she had filmed at, I guess, their apartment with her boyfriend on an iPhone.
Okay.
I believe that's how she got recruited. The video is so unnerving. It's giving human trafficking. It reminds me of that creepy feeling that you got, and I don't know if everyone remembers these commercials, the Calvin Klein jean commercials where they had the models in the basement and it was like sepia toned and just creepy with the creepy questions in the voice. Right. If anyone can get a hold of that video, it is on Twitter, and I sent you the link. It is the creepiest thing you'll ever watch.
Okay.
Because one of the scenes,
I'll check that out.
But it goes from her wearing lingerie to it's like black and white and just very One Night in Paris Hilton and just foreshadowing of the freak offs, maybe.
But hang on a second. Okay, so Diddy did pay her $20 million. So do you think that the defense, his legal team, said it's just not worth it? We're trying not to get a broader picture painted here of the abuse that you already owned up to. Is that possible? That's why they chose not to cross-examine Regina Ventura?
It's possible, but based on how many people are being called for witness and every single aspect of his life being scrutinized, I don't think he'll get out. I also find it fascinating that Our social contracts are not in alignment with our laws. The most fascinating thing that I've noticed is a lot of the comments, most of the men are very confused why, like, if this is not explicitly illegal, what is it that he did wrong here? Which lets us know that the law is now going back to Puritan ways and prosecuting men for the sexual openness that I guess that we've had for the last few decades. And I think there's a misalignment there and, deviant sexual.
Can I jump in?
Prosecuted right now.
Can I jump?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, laws are being constantly updated, if you will, here in America. And I personally think that all drugs should be legalized. So it strikes me as odd, and I think with other males as well, that the sex trafficking charge, I just don't see it. I mean, unless they're saying flying someone across state lines with an understanding that sex will be performed is sex trafficking, I'm thrown off. I mean, there's got to be some type of electronic transmission where there's an agreement, so you're agreeing to come here. I'm not forcing you to come. So based upon your understanding, and you probably know better than me, I've been on vacation, where is the sex trafficking coming from?
As for my personal understanding, it's the same thing with R. Kelly. When there's an enterprise and employees that are participating and this is part of their job, any sort of traveling, I do believe, because there was a couple of instances where they had met in Vegas and the people that had come from outside of Los Angeles when they met them at the hotel. Mm-hmm. But the overall technicality of the charge is feeling very Jack Johnson. I think that's the name of the boxer.
Yeah, well, that Jack Johnson, that's going back to the Mann Act. But again, we're going to get there at that particular point in the case, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here. It just seems like these goddamn mobile devices that everybody is addicted to, I try not to be, when you accept the terms of service and you're allowing those electronic transmissions to be the property of whatever third-party service provider, and that stuff can be retrieved, this could be your own undoing. Again, if these business arrangements to come to whatever state that I'm in, I'm down in Star Island he lived on, you're in fucking Chicago, okay, we're gonna fly in, we're gonna party, that's sex trafficking? I don't know. Go ahead. I don't know.
I also don't know. I think we need to update it as per the way that you communicate now and do business as well. We had a case in Canada where a man had received a contract copy, gave a thumbs up. His understanding was, thumbs up, I got the contract, and the business's impression was that he was okay and willing to pay the retainer. And it was actually the courts went in the direction of the business. So you really have to, navigating this digital world that now is taking up more and more space in our lives and our rights. Right. You're right. I don't know where the boundaries are.
Have you yourself ever been flued out, respectfully?
No. I have a father. I have a family, strong family. Things like that don't impress me. No. Okay. If anything, it's quite dangerous.
I'm just asking. Okay. Do you care about the arrest in the massive New Orleans jailbreak, or is the Fat Joe curse real?
With the breakout, I'll wait for the movie. And Fat Joe, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. But I did have a question for you.
Go ahead.
We have a national case going on right now with the junior hockey team. 5 members of the team had participated in sexual intercourse with one woman.
Okay.
One of the key points that have come out from the case is that they had a video of her consenting to the act prior to the act, even though she was intoxicated. The jury has been removed as of 2 days ago, and the judge is actually going to be making the decision on his own.
Okay.
My question to you is this persecution of sexual deviancy? Because again, participating in gangbangs like that, I know is not the normal case. Maybe less than 1% of men will participate, and women even less so. Do you think that this is going to scare people into more conservative contracts just out of protection for themselves?
Well, hang on a
I'm
second.
just being a little bit more
Okay,
choosy.
I'll try to respond to you, but that's not my topic. Let me just say that. Are you talking about in the United States or in Canada?
Let's start with the States first.
Well, no, I thought you were talking about a specific case.
Similar cases have happened with, I believe, the football players turned out to be innocent. I can't think of the university, but it was a similar situation.
Okay. With all due respect, if you don't have a specific case, I wouldn't want to try and tackle that. I'm not a lawyer, but if you were talking about Canada, I would say I have no idea because you guys answer to the crown up there. It's very different, your legal system from ours, right?
Will the people become more conservative? Will men become more conservative?
No, hang on.
Based out of protection. I'll say that then.
We have to stay on topic. The crown is what you answer to. It's very different from America, so I can't help you. But I appreciate your call.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can't help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The crown. I don't know what the fuck they do up there in Canada. I don't live in Canada. Number 16 got your donation. What is number 16 saying? The Mann Act. I don't have my contacts in. Literally makes transporting people across state lines for prostitution a crime. Diddy is done. Now I have not. Yes, this we know, but now I have not heard the Mann Act was part of his charges. Have you, sir? Please send me an email if you do. Okay. Is it Rana? Hey, Rana, I got your donation. Okay. I don't want to play a Cassie video on my show, but thank you so much. Where's the nigga Kuala? Let me bring in this call here first. Area code 973. Good evening. Are you there?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm here, Star. How's it going?
It's going, man. It's cracking. It's cracking.
Hey, listen, permission to speak freely.
Okay, stay on topic. We're talking about
we'll stay on topic.
Diddy, Cassie's mother was testifying.
That's some old cuckold shit Diddy was into, man. He was getting off watching other dudes screw his broad. You know, at a certain age, you need to get a hobby, a regular one. But he got into all this old freak stuff, and it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
He had too much money and too much time on his hands.
Yes, we know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really what it was. But that's like some real weirdo behavior, and they try to put it off. It's usually like white guys that are into that type of stuff. You know, they like seeing somebody else pound they woman all out. But that's really what he was into. He liked seeing somebody else bone his girl.
Well, sir, with all due respect, we already discussed that well over a week ago. We're someplace else now. Regina Ventura testified today. Are you up to speed? Cassie's mother?
They didn't want any smoke with that old broad because she knows how to work her way around the courtroom. She's been doing it for so long.
Bingo. Yeah. She's a paralegal.
Yeah, so they didn't want any problems with her. They'll let her ride out. They're going to catch somebody else. They'll catch the next one.
Okay. Are you from the New York tri-state area, sir? Where you calling from?
Yes, I am. I'm from New Jersey.
Come on, man. Is the Fat Joe curse real? He's latched himself on to the Knicks. He's sitting courtside. He's talking reckless about something with the Joe Budden seats. He's talking
man,
crazy.
If Joe don't keep his fat ass down in Miami, we don't need him nowhere by the garden. Nowhere. The curse is real. Don't fool around with cracks like that.
Mm-hmm. Are you a Knick fan, sir? Are you a Knick fan?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you a Knick hater? You're a hater?
Not at all.
Okay, you just don't care.
I'm neutral. Yeah, exactly. I'm neutral. I really just don't care about basketball like that.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Hey, likewise.
Yes, sir. Number 16, thank you for your support. Oh, shit. Folks, I'm trying to turn up. Is that my nigga Florida boy Jay tapping in on a Tuesday?
Nick, listen, man, it's nothing but baby oil on these niggas right now. They slipping on the phones, dropping out their hand. They falling over themselves. I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck.
Come on.
I've seen more people get inspired of the creativity of the freak off than be disgusted. I'm keeping it real.
Come on.
I'm seeing people on social media say, yo, I'm getting a kiddie pool tomorrow. Yo, I'm getting some baby oil. We gonna warm it up. Who wouldn't want to see a girl, if you date a 9 or a 10, oiled up in baby oil and Astroglide, slipping and sliding? What Diddy said, I like when you're slipping and sliding and scraping for it, daddy. That's how Diddy's doing. Diddy is inspiring deviancy across the globe right now. And I think the bigger message is that this isn't anything that is egregious. This isn't anything that people are not already doing in their own home. The point where Diddy stole the phone and Mike Dukes ran down on him and tried to assault him and had the people, stand between them. I mean, what nigga hasn't grabbed their girl phone and ran off and tried to go through it? I haven't, but I know a lot of guys who have. That's the symptoms of a toxic relationship.
Can I jump in, Florida Boy Jay? Listen, many people are saying what you've just said, and we get it, but it's shine time. They got him in their clutches. So that, that may very well be a reality for the common man. But we're talking about a billionaire, someone who got sloppy. And I'm not wishing jail upon him, but this is the objective perspective. Do you think Cassie lined him up? I'm very bothered by the fact that the defense did not cross-examine Cassie's mother today, Regina Ventura, 67 years of age, born in 1958. She's an Aquarius. Go ahead.
Okay, the main reason why you can't do that is because that is bad optics, grilling an old lady on that stand, knowing that Diddy is somewhat guilty of mistreating her daughter. So what are you going to paint a mom who's been trying to protect her daughter, who took out a loan against her house for 20 bands? Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, people do that for their kids when their kid's life is on the line. She felt like her daughter's reputation, life, and her mental well-being was on the line. Diddy, hey, I need you to come up with that money based off of what your daughter's doing with Kid Cudi for the studio time I spent, the single that's supposed to come out. And props to Diddy, when the money got sent, a couple weeks later, Diddy sent the money back. So at the most part, it's not the fact that they couldn't poke holes in the mom's story. Optically, you're going to lose the jury if you were to grill that lady and that lady would have broke down crying, or if she would have said something that the defense wouldn't want to be heard.
Can I respond?
To take the L. Yes, sir.
I think that the jury at this point in time, I think that they're not necessarily on Cassie's side. I could be wrong. And this is supposed to be a jury of his peers. That's what we live by. I think, just again, in my opinion, it would have been great to see them, not insult her, but to ask her about the character of her daughter. Cassie is a military brat. Her father, again, former firefighter, Filipino descent. So where was the breakdown in the parenting? How did Cassie become this person who, went with this monster for a decade? What you understand what I'm saying? Where was the breakdown? If there's so much love there, a decade. That's all I'm asking. But go ahead. And I got to ask about Fat Joe. I really need you on that one. Go ahead.
Of course. Okay, so let me imagine myself in your theory for a moment. If I am the defense and I believe that we are teetering towards the jury looking at Cassie crazy or not being on Cassie's side, that is a very hard task and a very delicate task to tap dance through in a case. If you feel like you have that, if you cannot move, it's like on football. If my offense is just moving with the dip, with the dunking the ball, just moving 5 yards, taking what the defense gives you, there's no point in trying to hit a Hail Mary or a bomb. Right now, you take what the prosecution is giving you. There's a couple of times you cross-examined, and one, just like with the Don cross-examined, the lawyer ate Don up, destroyed Don's whole reputation on that cross-examination yesterday. Today, the former assistant came, and they were able to poke holes, a few in his story, and make him admit that he signed some immunity deal, because the more he talked, he bought drugs without Diddy's knowledge. He bought prostitutes and had sex with them in the house and paid them without Diddy's knowledge. He allegedly put hands on the chef that is going to come to testify against Diddy or for Diddy, whatever. So, and then even with the destroyer, the male escort that they bought.
Well, hang on a second. Before you go in that direction, I want to pull this back to Cassie's mother, Regina Ventura. Where was the breakdown in this family of love? Love, you know? How did her daughter, hang on. How did her daughter wind up in the clutches of such a monster? And I'm not too sure that Diddy asked her for the 20 racks. She may have offered it. She may have offered the 20 racks, and then Diddy's company sent the money back. The money was sent back. I mean, maybe he extorted her. Maybe he told her. I don't know, but it just strikes me as odd that her pedigree, again, a goddamn paralegal, and then this $20 million settlement within 24 hours. So I just want to say that. But hang on a second. I don't want you to miss your point. Deeds, can we check? Number 16 sent in a donation. He says that Diddy was hit with the Mann Act. Okay, thank you for your donation. Number 16. If anybody can check, Deeds. I don't know if Sunday's out there or Tiffany. But I need you, Florida Boy J. Is the Fat Joe curse real? I don't think the Knicks are going anywhere with Fat Joe rooting for them.
I pray to God it's real. I mean, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing with the Knicks. I'm enjoying the crash out. I'm enjoying to see them get so far, just to see them fall. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Fat Joe, him talking about the Joe Button seat, salute Joe Button, checking him, said, "Nigga, I got more money than you. It doesn't matter where you get to sit. You probably got complimentary seats because you a clout chaser. I came out of pocket for mine. So hey, you know what I'm saying? So salute to that. And then on top of the fact, is a Fat Joe curse real? I mean, I think he's a Yankee fan, and they got a hell of championships. You know, I think he's a Giants fan, too, and they got championships. So I can't really say is a Fat Joe sports curse real. But if it is, I am praying that over the next 2 weeks, it comes to fruition. Well,
hang on a second. The reason why I'm saying is that, you know, whatever his past was, that's nice, but he's now making his presence known and felt. What was the name of the boxer, Troll Babies, who Fat Joe brought out, the Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, and Canelo rocked his shit, and then after he lost, Fat Joe dropped that nigga like a bad habit. You know what I'm talking about? The boxer?
No, I can't think. If I say
exactly, we don't even remember his name. We don't remember his name. Exactly. He came out on the Yankee Stadium on the Mount. He stunk up the joint, and then whammo, the goddamn the Yankees. Okay, there it is. Okay, somebody had in the queue. Berlanga, yeah, Berlanga. He lost, and Fat Joe dropped that nigga like a bad habit. Good. You were saying, Florida Boy James? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it just, like I said, with the Fat Joe thing, I mean, and salute to Jalen Brunson, because he walked up on, it was like Fat Joe, Spike Lee, and I forgot it was somebody, Stephen A. After the Knicks won the series, there's all sitting there clout chasing, screaming. He slapped Spike Lee's hand away, like slapped fire out of his hand, like, move, nigga. Dapped up Stephen A., said a few words, ignored Fat Joe completely, and walked off. So what I love the most about that scene is that those Knicks players know what niggas is clout chasing, D-riding, jock pulling, and who really riding for him. Stephen A. Smith been riding with the Knicks for a minute, even if he didn't pick Knicks to win the last series. We know Stephen A. stands on that Knicks side. The rest of them niggas, even Spike Lee, I feel like he be gassing the other team up for them to lose.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe, where were you the last few years when niggas was getting it and grinding? Don't pop up after game 6 screaming, trying to get a dap. Where were you in October? Right. Where were you in January? We was getting beat when the Celtics was blowing us out every time we seen them, nigga. Don't dap me up now. And I don't want to see ass in Indiana either, nigga.
Okay. Hey,
I'm with that. I'm with all that.
Hold on a second. I was going to play this other video. I'm not know if you're up to speed. There's a father down in Tampa, shot his three sons. You up to speed, Florida Boy J?
No, but it's hot outside, Star. So you got to give him a pass. It's hot. It's hot in Florida. If you're not
the
down,
hit and miss is nothing. Who sent me that video?
Come on now, that ain't.
Who sent me the video of a father in Tampa? Can you hang on for Jake while I play this video?
Hey, I ain't got nothing but more time to hate. Let's keep moving, man.
All right, everybody sit tight. And Ace 078 got your donation, sir. Hold on a second. Hold on. Maybe they gave a pass to Cassie's mom in return, not to bang on Diddy's mom. Ooh, if she's cold. That sounds hot, sir. I don't believe that. Okay, you got to fix the noise, Florida Boy J. It's very, very noisy. Very noisy. Let me get this video.
Yeah, I got my bad.
Get this video. Okay, a father down in Tampa shot his 3 sons. It's not funny, but damn. And nobody's dead. Nobody's dead. Just regulating on some next level shit. Hold on. Here's the story. Everybody just bear with me.
First tonight at 10, a father is behind bars accused of shooting his 3 sons. Amazingly, they all survived. It happened along sunlit Coral Street in Ruskin. And Fox 13's Evan Moon is live outside the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for us tonight. Evan, what happened here?
Just a crazy story. Investigators tell us that Christopher Brown and his sons got into an argument over a car that ended up in shots fired at his own 3 children. Luckily, they're all okay. We spoke with some neighbors out there today. 3 kids shot by their own father. Now that man faces potential life in prison.
When you look at the facts of this case, we know this defendant did everything he could do to try and kill his children.
A fight between the family broke out Sunday morning around 11 a.m. outside the home in Ruskin. The sheriff's office saying the fight was about a car. 36-year-old Christopher Brown hit one of his 3 kids in the head with a gun, causing the gun to fire and graze the child's ear and jaw.
His first child, he pistol whips him. After pistol whipping, he takes out his gun and shoots him, missing his body, but hitting him in the earlobe, striking his ear.
With one boy shot, the other 2 brothers ran at their dad as he tried to get into his car. But investigators say Brown then fired several rounds at his other 2 sons. Both were hit and taken to Tampa General Hospital. Thankfully, all 3 boys survived. One neighbor saw it all unfold on his Ring camera.
Our camera was blowing up. I look and I see about 5 police officers, a paramedic, people running around. Text messages start blowing up, seeing like, are we safe? You know what's going on. So real crazy situation.
And several neighbors say it wasn't the first time Brown and his boys had issues.
You know, I have small children, like not even feeling safe to do what normal kids do and just run up and down the street without worrying about fights breaking out, gunshots breaking out.
Court documents show one child had a digital recording, what may have been a voicemail afterwards from the dad that said, quote, "I tried to take your life. You won't make it to Wednesday." Now the state attorney filed a pretrial motion to keep Brown behind bars until his trial.
He's a threat to the community.
Hold on, Florida Boy J, did you hear that?
Yeah, he said, I tried to take your life. You ain't gonna make it to what, Wednesday or Tuesday. Yeah, we on it.
I gotta run that back. The father standing on business. Tampa. I gotta play that back. Hold on a sec. Wait.
A digital recording, what may have been a voicemail afterwards from the dad that said, quote, "I tried to take your life. You won't make it to Wednesday." Now the state attorney filed a pretrial motion to keep Brown behind bars until his trial.
He's a threat to the community based upon his long criminal history, based upon his prior record, based upon the facts of this case. They're going to show this court why he shouldn't be released.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff saying this was a senseless and alarming act of violence that could have had an even more devastating outcome.
Ultimately, this defendant is looking at a minimum mandatory of 25 years in prison for shooting his child, up to life in prison.
Now, again, Brown is charged with first-degree, premeditated, attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other charges. Like you heard there, he could face 25 years to life in prison, and there is a pretrial hearing to try to keep him behind bars until his trial date.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, back in the saddle here. Florida Boy J, your thoughts, your comments, sir. Father and
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Son probably came home late. Dad probably was missing work. The son come home with the only car they see, and dad, I need my keys. Maybe you said, "Hey, nigga, you ain't getting them back," and you get pistol whipped because at a certain point, your father got to lay hands on you. You get out of pocket.
Yeah.
He probably didn't mean to graze him, but things escalate. And I salute the sons because one thing I appreciate about a brotherhood is when dad getting out of pocket. We gonna have to run down that nigga too.
Okay.
Dad gonna have to get it.
Okay.
And I want to know, where was the mother? Why wasn't she jumping in front of these bullets?
Yeah.
Why wasn't she tackling Pop?
I don't know.
And every time niggas start shooting their sons and the dads getting popped, hearing people in New York where the Mammy was egging it on.
No, sir. This was Tampa. This is a whole another level.
But what I'm saying is, where was the mother? Is this a single father raising 3 by himself with one car, and the ACs got blown out, and now he just snapped?
Okay.
And then he doubled down.
Okay.
Nick, you ain't making it to Wednesday. We got to keep him locked up, Star.
All right, listen, man.
I
need you to before. Oh, and I think is that Rob Lowe? Rob Lowe, can you hold on a second? Rob Lowe, stay there. Do you want to address the New York Knicks, Florida Boy Jay? Anything with regards to the NBA playoffs? The Knicks play who tomorrow? The Pacers tomorrow night or when?
Yeah, they play the Pacers tomorrow night. One thing about the Pacers where I see a weakness is, number one, Tyrese Halliburton is not only their number one playmaker, where he lines people up with assists and makes plays and gets to a scoring position, he's also a leading scorer. It's not very common that the leading playmaker and the leading scorer is the same person and they have success long-term. Pascal Siakam being the second best player on that team, even though he hasn't ascended past the Raptors when they won a championship a few years ago. I don't think they have enough talent to go up with the Knicks talent. Knicks have a legit talented team, good role players. So what I'm going to say is the way the Pacers play basketball, the way they can shoot that ball, run off screens, and hit those corner threes, if the Knicks aren't playing lockdown defense, if Mitchell Robinson isn't guarding 1 through 5, when the offense comes back and they're swinging the ball around the arc, if their defense is not locked in and they don't win gritty, hard-fought games, the Pacers can no pun intended, they will outpace the Knicks because they'll get hot, and their style of basketball is very hard to play against. We just seen it the last 2 years. This is their second straight year.
Take a breath. Hold on a second. I don't want to keep Rob Lowe on hold. If you want to stay there, Florida Boy Jay. Rob Lowe, thank you for your patience, man. Are you there, Rob Lowe?
Salute, Star.
Peace.
Going
Good to hear from you, man. Florida Boy Jay is on the line with us.
Yo. Down. Peace, FBJ. How you doing?
Cool, man. What's up?
We're having a little trouble hearing you, Rob Lowe. Can you come a little closer or pick up the volume or something? You'll a little low there.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little low. Your volume is a little low, sir. Can you make the adjustments, Rob Lowe?
Making the adjustment.
Give me a second.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Much better. Rob Lowe, where do you want to start?
I want to start with Diddy.
Come on.
So the Diddy thing is there's a lot of good points that have been made. I think when people stay calculated and on point and within the reach of the law, most of the points are being made. The other emotional comments that are being made, I think, are very inaccurate.
Okay.
I think part of the problem here is that Cassie is complicit in what's going on. She admitted it. I believe that they're both still in love with each other. I think that she's up there trying to save him along with what's being said. Like, she's being very honest about what certain things mean, and everybody is still trying to give her the benefit of the doubt of being a victim. And she's answering, in other words, that she's not a victim. They were in love. She did what she did because she was in love. And the other part about this, let me just jump into, because you mentioned the mother, which is where I was going to go last week when you brought this up, but I couldn't call in.
Okay.
In my experience, when a woman is promiscuous and she has no father, she learns to be that way in the street. When a woman has a mother and a father, and she learns that promiscuity, she learns that in the home.
Bingo.
Now, what I mean by that is, and there's another part too that they'll never get into in the court system, which is the culture that Cassie comes from. And that culture, the women are pushed into adulthood very young by their mother, and if their father is present, by uncles and aunts. They do it by pushing them to raise the younger siblings when they are very young themselves, and they also sexualize them. These Spanish women know that they
Spanish speaking. Rob Lowe, she's not from Spain. She's Spanish speaking.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
does she speak Spanish? Hang on. Does she?
No. Star,
Okay.
I get you.
Okay, go ahead.
I get you.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is from the environment that I'm from, that you know very well, which is the New York area.
Right.
So I'm talking about the Puerto Ricans. I'm talking about the Dominicans. A couple of Colombians thrown in there. Some Peruvians. I'm talking
Spanish
about
slaves.
That culture.
Slaves of Spain.
Yes,
be clear.
Yes. That culture is very sexualized, especially the women at a very young age. People keep talking about, well, how old was Cassie? Was she 16? Was she 19? It doesn't matter. Before she got with Ryan Leslie, she probably was very into her sexuality. She uses it as a tool. And that's how she moves around in and out of these things. Now, did Diddy introduce her to certain things? Of course he did, because he has a life. He's been living a lifestyle that she just got into. He was living that lifestyle maybe 30 years before she even came along. Before she was born, he was in the entertainment industry. So let's make that clear. But here's the other part that was mentioned. You touched on it a little bit, but I wanted to drive it home.
Come on.
The drugs. I believe that just like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, it was Whitney Houston that brought the drugs.
That's right.
It wasn't Bobby Brown.
Right.
That rap has been put on Bobby Brown for years.
Right.
And there was like one interview out there when Bobby Brown said, yo, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
She got introduced to that by the people she was hanging with. I wasn't hanging with people like that. I wasn't hanging with them power players and them record executives and the producers and the people behind the scenes that fund all the record
he said he was a lightweight
and stuff. Yes. So I believe that it is her who introduced, because just like what you said.
If I can jump in for a second, Rob Lowe, I don't mean to cut you off. And this is exactly why I was kind of bothered by the fact that they didn't cross-examine her mother, Regina Ventura. And outside of the courtroom, everybody was like walking on eggshells to even speak to this woman. Cassie's father served in the military, but at the same time, he's Filipino. The goddamn in the Philippines, domestic violence is a serious issue. Data from the 2022 National Demographic and Health Survey: 17.5% of Filipino women aged 15 to 49 experience some form of violence. Her father may have been beaten on a goddamn mother. And I just don't think that, by giving her a pass is necessarily going to help Diddy. But good, I just want to put that out there.
Again, to your point, to what you're saying, I don't think the father was beating on her ass at all. The experience that I have with a girl that was beautiful like Cassie, that had a mother and a father, the father was a punk. And the mother was the one that called the shots. The mother was pimping the daughter out. And when I say pimping her out, I don't mean on the street. The mother worked at, I'm not going to mention no names or any places, but the mother worked at a very high esteemed place downtown in New York that we all know about. I'm not going to mention no names. And she got her daughter a job in there, pimping her out to them people that were down in there. Meet a man. You're talking about men that are in their 50s when she was in her early 20s. This is the culture that I'm trying to explain, that when they try to say that these women are so innocent, you see that whole thing where people keep talking about how Cassie is so innocent because she's so beautiful. Yes, she's a very beautiful girl. That has nothing to do with it. That doesn't mean that she wasn't introduced to men. What I mean by that is the way that black girl, what's the girl that just went in there and testified?
Dawn?
The way that black girl could go in there and then try to cape for Cassie, right? Which probably she was jealous of Cassie before all of this went down, and would watch Cassie get her ass beat and then be like, good for her, but then jump off code with Sean to testify for her, get nothing out of it. Get nothing out of it. Okay. All of these people are in this because this is what I call an orgy of evidence. They're dogpiling on top of him because they're trying to pick him dry before the lawyers pick all the money to where he has nothing left. Right. That's what I mean by beautiful, where you would go against your own best judgment your own team to try to help somebody just because of the way something looks.
Right.
What are you feeling sorry for someone that if they were up on their feet, they would kick you while you're down? Because that's what she did to Kim Porter. And I'm not saying that Kim Porter is innocent. Or I don't think any of them are innocent. I think they're all...
That coke whore was jealous of Kim Porter. Cassie,
That's right.
the coke whore, was jealous. Florida Boy Jay, do you want to comment before I ask Rob Lowe about the Fat Joe curse?
Yeah, really quick. To Rob Lowe's point, and what I'm seeing right now is like, okay, you bring up the assistant, but he got immunity. Cassie's only speaking because she might get prosecuted. You bring Dawn came up there, but she had her civil case is in the process of being thrown out. So it sounds like you got a bunch of people that Diddy put on or had working with him that have gripes or that got cut off the gravy train that are now coming back either against the will or not. Even Cassie's friend who came through was, I think, probably the most credible witness. But what we're seeing a lot is we're not seeing people just coming up to testify just out of the goodness of the legal system or what's right or wrong. Everybody who has come to speak and who is coming to speak has some gripe or is in bed with what he has done, in which to me sullies the whole case because there is no objective testifying person out here that's speaking from a pure place.
Okay.
And I'll pass that to Rob.
And to that point, one last thing, Star. One last thing.
Yes, sir,
they're not going to they're not going to go after Cassie because I believe that Cassie was approached. She was the link that was the way in, just like Little Rod was the way in to get his houses raided.
Right.
I believe that Puff didn't pay that money out of his pocket to her, that $20 million. That came from the business because Cassie was an employee of Bad Boy. Mm-hmm. And there were lines that were crossed, and they used that, look, if you do this for us, we'll give you immunity. And I believe see, people keep saying the husband. Nah, man, nah. They approached her, and then she went back and got that $10 million. Why do y'all think that all of these people are legal geniuses? Drake is suing UMG. That's not Drake doing that. That's the people that created Drake doing that. And UMG did not create Drake.
Okay.
These people are not legally savvy like that to where they know they were going to do something and get money and this, that, the other, and the third. That's why that money got paid so quickly because the business did not want to.
Rob Lowe, I got to stay on topic here. We're drifting off into the Drake thing. I don't want to go there. Are you a New York Knicks? Are you a New York Knicks fan, Rob Lowe?
Absolutely not. I'm born and raised in New York, and I'm not a Knicks fan.
Oh.
During the heyday, I was a Michael Jordan fan / Chicago Bulls fan, but I'm not into basketball like that anymore.
Real nigga.
But I do want to see the Knicks win. I do want to see them win, but I'm not out there screaming and yelling, walking in the crowd, mobbing 7th Avenue and all of that. But I do want to see them win.
Okay, well then
that's something
hold on, and that now. So you do know that when Fat Joe latches on to an entertainer or sports franchise, they do lose. I mean, yes.
Yeah, but that's because he's not sports savvy at all. He's just he's being political. You know, he's trying to move on in other things because rapping for that generation of New York rappers is dead. There is no coming back. So they have to find another way. See, Fat Joe, the way Fat Joe pushes his LLC or his business is by him trying to pretend that he is rich beyond belief and wearing those ugly silk shirts and all that jewelry. That's him trying to push his business so people will invest in him. So he's trying to latch on to things.
Right.
He's trying to latch on. Like I never really seen Fat Joe in the front row like I've seen Spike Lee and a couple of other people.
Oh my God.
I've seen Rihanna on the front line of the Knicks games more than I've seen Fat Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Rob Lowe, I got to take other calls, man. I appreciate you.
Salute, y'all. Salute. Have a good night.
All right, Florida Boy Jay said tight. I want to make sure I clear the line here because I'm getting backed up on calls. FBJ, land your plane, please, sir. And are you going live soon? What's going on with your platform, Florida Boy Jay?
Yeah. We going live. I want to say Thursday this week to cover a lot of this stuff because I mean, to be honest, some of this stuff I don't even really want to be talking about on my platform, like baby oil breakdowns and whatnot. But I will say that my TikTok is going crazy. Again, it's over 300,000 views this month already. We still got a couple more weeks to go just on TikTok. My YouTube is about to cross another 100,000, so we're about to do another 100,000 for, I want to say, 3 straight months.
Okay.
And to close out on this, follow me on Florida Boy J on Twitter. And to close out this conversation about the Diddy trial and everything that's going on, is my bottom line is this, man. They're going to be bringing in more people. D-Rock might be called in. KK, the assistant, might be called in. This is going to get deeper and darker in the coming weeks. And I can't wait to see what they do. But so far, I haven't seen anything that is like damning evidence. We got to lock them up. And I'll lay my plane there. So thank you so much for allowing me to call in tonight.
Great to talk to you, man. Thank you, Florida Boy J. Okay. Evelyn, is that you from Long Beach on a Tuesday night?
How you doing, Star?
Hey, great to hear your voice. Thank you for your patience. I'm back from vacation, and I'm talking about the rise and fall of the diddler. He's out of here, in my opinion.
I hope you had a good time.
I did.
I know that Sean Puffy Combs is not having a good time, but I want to know where his lawyers is at, because lawyers can get bought out too. Because it's people that have more money than Sean Puffy Combs. See, they could be sitting right up there taking all his money, but getting paid on the back end too.
It's a business.
That might be a reason why, because I could have I'm not even a lawyer. I could have tore the assistant up. First of all, you going to give prescriptions? You saying that Puffy sent you to give prescriptions or gave you prescriptions? How he gonna make you go get a prescription? The doctor. Where is the doctor at? They should have called for the doctor to get on up there. All the ones that signed these prescriptions for you to bring back to Puffy. Since it was so many different ones that he was sending you to go see, to get Percocet, to go get this, to go get that. What happened with that? All right, you are assistant. You supposed to make flight plans for whoever he got going somewhere.
Can I jump in, Evelyn? Can I jump?
Yeah.
With everything you've just said and some of the things that we've been going over, not just tonight, but a week or so ago, and other content creators. Okay, so he's guilty of having these freak offs, and maybe he filmed the wrong person. Maybe he got sloppy. I've already said he got sloppy, but the RICO charges. I mean, usually when we think of RICO, we're thinking of extortion and murder. Has anyone been murdered? Has anyone been extorted? I mean, there was an attempt, from what Cassie's mother said, but I didn't read the transcripts yet. 20,000. She sent him 20,000. He sent the money back. So when we're talking RICO and sex trafficking, I know it's coming. If anybody wants to call and say no, that part is coming next week, okay. But right now, it just seems like complete and utter bullshit. Evelyn.
And Star, me and you talked about this before, because I told you that I don't see where it's a RICO case at. I told you this is like some kind of local stuff.
Right.
If Cassie is his woman, and he say, "Oh, okay, I'm in New York and she's in LA," and they texting each other and saying, "Oh, niceties or sexy stuff over the phone," but they've been going together for years. Okay, and he said, "Well, I just can't stand it no more. I'm flying you out tonight. I want you to get on the red eye and come on to New York. I want to see you." Right. And she's in LA. Where is that sex trafficking? Yeah. That's not no sex trafficking. She already was going with the man. She already was getting money from the man. Yeah. The man was first of all, he got her apartment. Why would your mother let you move into an apartment that this older man is paying for, since she's so, she has so much control over her daughter and she cares so much? And when you took those pictures, see, this is where I said the lawyer, he's suspect to me, because she took pictures of her daughter's wounds and bruises and stuff. Why in the hell didn't you call the police when you took these pictures?
Talk about it.
That's what I would have been doing. I would have been.
Why didn't you call the feds?
Right. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? No. You know why? Because y'all over there y'all was getting some money. See, just like OJ was taking care of the Nicole family, they was getting some money from Puffy too. He was doing them some favors. He was giving them some money. And then the man is from, you said he...
Well, hang on, Evelyn, I have to jump in now. Nicole and Ron Goldman were killed. They were killed. So let's not bring OJ and Diddy,
No, but I'm just saying.
Let's not try and make a comparison. OJ was my nigga. When I met him and I interviewed him, I said, hey, I hugged the nigga. And I told him on the radio, I don't give a fuck if you killed the two crackers. I don't give a goddamn. And I'm rambling. But let's
and Star. And neither do I. I don't believe OJ even killed them.
He may have, but if he did, I don't give a goddamn. But listen, Evelyn, I need you to land your plane. I'm getting backed up on calls.
Okay, I'm finna land my plane.
Come on,
Star, just like I told you when you first broke this story months ago.
I didn't break it. I didn't break it.
Well, I mean on your show, when you first started talking about it on your show. Okay. And I called in. I said, Star, it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff behind this mess right here. Cassie is not the virgin saint that everybody claimed that she gonna be, and all this and that. And they trying to pile on all these charges onto Diddy. Yeah, he done some mess, and he got to pay for some of the stuff that he done to other people. Everybody that done folks wrong. You might have done them wrong one way, and you gonna get it back some.
Evelyn, I gotta take other calls. I appreciate you. Gotta take other calls.
All right.
Thank you, Dawn.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Okay. Kuala, are you there? So area code 272, Tuesday night.
Yeah, what's going on, Star? What's going on? Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, and I always did.
Come on.
Diddy is gonna walk.
Say it again.
And here's why.
Say it again.
He's gonna walk. Diddy is going to walk away from this. If anybody that pays attention, they said this is not about domestic violence. This is about RICO. Well, we know everybody that came up there for the last three, it was about domestic violence. The freaks off. They got the freaks off. When you talk about the freaks off, it was Cassidy. Everything was Cassidy. We spoke to her.
Cassie or Cassidy? You said Cassidy.
Cassie. Everything was all about her. The money came from her. She was the one that was communicating.
Yeah.
So where is Diddy playing part in that? Everybody that spoke said she was the one they communicated with. Yeah, was he in the room? Yes. But they all said they communicated with her. I think right now the prosecutors are scrambling to get anybody on that case right now. They trying to get anybody they can on that stand. But this is bigger than that. I don't think they care if he beat it or not. You know why? They'd rather tarnish his name where nobody is going to want to mess with him.
Okay.
Nobody. This case, he walks, everybody's staying away from him. Nobody's going to want to give him deals. He's not going to be able to talk to people. It's over.
I disagree.
Career is over.
I disagree.
But the part that people need to understand is when they had Cass on that stand and they asked her all the questions, the one thing people need to pay attention to, and I don't want to say this online, but we're going to call it for spade. She said that man raped her. But you went back to him. Not only that, you had sex with him, and not only that, you FaceTimed your new husband, while you was with everybody you ran to, you kept going back to him. He couldn't, so that all that manipulating her and all that, that's out the window. That's out the window. The problem is with a lot of these females, and I'm going to stand on it, a lot of these women in the industry, a lot of these females out here in the world, they be trying to fuck their way to the top. And that's in the real world.
Well, that's the industry in a nutshell. So you're absolutely right. But now, hold on a second. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, they should have cross-examined Cassie's mother. What do you think?
Here's the problem. They didn't have to, because remember, the Baron is on the prosecutor. And remember they said the $20,000, he gave it back to them. That killed them right there.
Okay.
That killed them right there. The defense ain't got to say nothing.
Good point.
He gave the $20,000 back to you. Yeah. But the problem is, in this case, is we done seen, okay, the domestic. We seen the video. Okay, I showed the video. But the problem with people don't understand, if you listen to the media people that's paying attention to this case, that's not being biased, they said every time she was speaking, people looking at her, and the jury putting their head down, looking at her like she's a joke. Yeah. And that's your star witness. So now all of a sudden, y'all scrambling. Y'all trying to get anybody up there now. And now all of a sudden, and you heard, pay attention, you heard what the judge said. He's not going to be giving out immunities during this trial.
Okay.
So anybody that comes up there, they know they're not getting immunity because the judge Diddy has a strong lawyer teams. And he picked every lawyer to take on certain witnesses that's going to go in that stand. Dawn, the girl from Dirty Money.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, she got up there. She said, "Oh, hey, you know what? Real quick, before I say something, you know what the funny part about this too? All y'all coming up here saying how much this man was beating that woman, but none of y'all went to the cops. None of y'all said nothing. None of y'all went. Her best friend came up there. Right. Her best friend said, "Oh, they gave me." She said she gave me an NDA, and she the one gave me $30,000. It didn't come from Diddy. Yeah. It came from her. Yeah. Everything is her. So yeah, we may say, yeah, he's a messed up person, this and that. He deserved to get what he get, this and that. Listen, man, the man's a freak. That's what he like to do. Those are his fantasies. That ain't got nothing to do with what y'all trying to charge him for. Because once again, these are grown men. These are grown men.
Oh, listen, Kuala, I appreciate you, man. But now keep me posted on the sex trafficking, because it seems a little,
they don't have the sex trafficking. They don't have a case. Here's why.
Well, hang on a second. It seems a little convoluted at this particular point in time. Have you been paying attention? I've been on vacation, as most people know. So what is technically their definition of sex trafficking? Paying people to come across the state line, engaging with
so basically
prostitutes who have agreed.
Yeah,
they have agreed to perform.
Yeah, so basically what they're saying is he was paying people and bringing them, flying them in for sexual favors and stuff like that, and paying them. There's a part of the RICO people forget. Remember, the last part they added into the RICO was forced labor. Forced labor. They killed the whole RICO case because everybody that got up there so far, they got paid. All these guys that said they were having these freaks off, they all said Cassie paid them. So the forced labor is out the window. The trafficking is out the window. So y'all don't have a case. But what they're doing is they want to build up who he is as a person. He's going to walk, and
I'm gonna give you a little pushback. Hang on, I'm gonna give you a little pushback. I'm gonna land your plane, but I've got to do it soon here. Well, prostitution is not legal, so even if they agree, technically it's an illegal transaction. And whatever he did, he rubbed somebody the wrong way, because I just don't think that the Cassie relationship is enough to get him a decade in jail. She admitted to things. She got 20 million. I don't think that's enough. But prostitution is illegal. So could that be where they catch him? It's illegal.
The problem with that is the problem with that case, with them trying to say he was trafficking and prostituting and all that, they wasn't communicating with him. They were communicating with her.
Bingo. Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Okay.
They don't have him on anything. Nobody is saying, hey, I spoke to him. Hey, he the one gave it. There was never him exchanging monies or communicating with these people. It was her. And let me tell you something. When
even more of a reason why I wish that they would have, cross-examined the mother. How much did she know? But land your plane, man. I got other calls. Call out, please.
I don't think she knew too much. But here's another part. I think Cassidy and her new husband, they played their part.
Cassie, not Cassidy. Cassie.
Before all this money situation, she was living back home with her mother in Connecticut. Her and the boyfriend. Now husband.
Scheming.
You understand?
Scheming.
So she was scheming. She definitely was scheming. She definitely was scheming. She got the money. She sued the hotel for $10 million. Nobody mentioned that. She sued the hotel for $10 million. But there was a part, and I'll let you go on this part. Okay. They asked her a question about Diddy. And you know what she said? And that's why the prosecutor they lost their case. She said, I love what we had.
Okay. Quala, I got to take other calls, man. I got to take other calls. Appreciate you.
All right, you be safe, bro.
Quala tapping in. Wait a minute. Here's a guy who I've known for decades. He's still a powerhouse. The original white boy from Crenshaw, Paul Stewart. Paul, you there? Give him a second. Paul Stewart. Area code 323. Pick it up. Paul Stewart.
Yeah, I'm here. I got to mute the TV. I'm here.
What's going on, man? Turn that down in the background.
I'm here.
Turn that down in the background.
You hear me?
How are you, man? Good to hear from you. We got an echo, Paul.
What's up, Star?
Paul, there's an echo. Come closer to the phone. Where are you? Are you in another country? You're always traveling.
Yeah, I'm in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Good to hear from you, man. What's cracking? You want to chime in or what?
Yeah, I'd love to chime in. I've been following the case, of course, like me and you, we had met dude and new dude back in the day. So it's kind of fascinating, to see all this go on, sad, of course, but I think he's cooked, man. I got to disagree for a couple of reasons. First of all, when did juries aren't legal experts. If they hate him and think he's messed up, they're going to, and also too, you guys misunderstood. I've been listening to a lot of legal experts. He's cooked on the prostitution thing.
Okay.
There's 3 charges. Okay. There's the RICO, there's the prostitution. Oof, and I'm sorry, I forget what the 3rd charge is. But he might get out. The sex trafficking. Right.
Trafficking.
So yeah, like your man was saying, your guy could get her name right, could call her Cassie. Like, yeah, he had some points. I mean, he might get off on the sex trafficking, and it's kind of bullshit. It doesn't really seem like sex trafficking by what we call it. Right. And he might get off on the RICO. Doesn't really seem like RICO as we understand it. But he's plainly broken the 3rd one, which is the traveling prostitution across straight lines. So that's 20 years, So I think he's screwed on that. And also too, the jury. I mean, like, they're just not liking him, I don't think, at this point too much. And so when did juries get logical in this country? Like, when did people, they're not legal experts. I mean, they're not, they're going to do what they think is best. If they're mad at him, they're going to punish him. So that's what I think, and we saw one beating. I mean, how many were there? And I got to say this, bro. It just sounds like there's a lot of misogyny on display. It all sounds like there's a lot of hatred of women of color on display. Like, many things can be true at the same time. Right. She can be a freak. And also, too, he turned her out. We cannot act like he didn't turn her out. From the stories, anyway. You know what I mean? So I feel like he turned her out with the sex and the drugs, and she became a freak. And sure. And she was always trying to please him. So I think it's really coercion. We can't get the coercion part out of it. I think it's unfair because we go to the text and everything, but she's trying to please him. He's created this whole wonderful life for her and everything like that. That doesn't mean that he can abuse her. To me, you know what I mean?
Can I jump in? Can I jump in? I disagree with he turned her out. I think she was who she was already, and I think she caught a lick. You and I have known.
Yeah, sure, that's real.
You and I have known Diddy for years, and guys, this is an old friend of mine, Paul Stewart from California. Your documentary is called "White Boy from Crenshaw." Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
Yes,
Short version.
okay.
Yes.
Music industry, powerhouse. You are an architect of West Coast hip hop. You and I.
Thank you, brother.
You and I both know that Diddy wasn't into coke in the 80s. So I think she caught a lick. She caught him slipping, and I think as younger women know how to manipulate older guys, I think he went crazy. I think he literally went crazy.
He lost his mind over that.
Lost his mind.
That cat.
Paint cocaine in your 50s and freak off parties. He was a lick, man. But go ahead.
Well, I think that the Puffy that we knew from back in the day and everything, I think the drugs turned him out. I think the drugs made him a darker person.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing drugs back in the days when we knew him. He wasn't
right. I think when I started doing the drugs and it became really weird, I mean, just the whole like stories are so weird and dark, and it just seems like there's a lot of kind of like possibly like telling people like, hey, you fuck around with Puffy, something bad can happen to you. People already would believe that. Yeah. So if you insinuate it and stuff like that, and that's borderline pretty much criminal stuff that they're accusing him of and everything like that, So I don't know, man. He could walk. He certainly could walk. There's certainly some gray areas and stuff.
Well, hang on now. You said he's fucked, and now you're saying he could walk. Where you go?
Well, I think he's cooked. If I had to bet on it, if I'm betting money, I'll put some money on it right now. I think he's going to jail. Yeah, I think he's going to jail.
I'm not betting. I'm not betting.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't bet on it either. But boy, is it salacious though, man. I wonder what our buddy James Cruz is going to say tomorrow.
Oh man, how's he doing? I haven't seen or spoke to James in years. Great fucking guy, man. Is he all right?
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, I haven't talked to him for years either, but he's testifying tomorrow.
Whoa, James is testifying tomorrow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, James Cruz is testifying tomorrow for the for the prosecution.
Oh,
so I'm assuming, and also.
Whoa! For the prosecution?
I mean, there's no witnesses coming up for Diddy yet. They're only the prosecution witnesses now.
That's crazy.
He probably got immunity. I mean, I think more or less Cassie got immunity because look, as far as she was paying for everything, like the man kept saying, like, yeah, she was paying for everything, but it's not much of a stretch to think that the money came from Diddy at his direction. He sure was directing the sex act part. You know what I mean? Like that. And they certainly made a point to, I think they were scared of the mom, man. I think that's obviously why they didn't cross-examine her. You know what I mean? That part about extorting her for money and everything seemed pretty wild too. You know what I mean? So they probably want to open those kind of worms. I think they were scared of her.
She's a settlement paralegal, according to the information that I have here. I think her and Cassie line this old goofy nigga up. And yeah, she caught a hell of a lick.
Yeah, could be, but it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day he fell for it. So you don't hate the player, hate the game. Respect her then. Don't get all mad at her.
Facts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that could very well be the case. I wasn't comparing her like, oh yeah, women are getting hated because women are getting hated about like all this dopey hate and everything. Wow, but
you're right.
Yeah, and it's sad to see like black women getting attacked by these racist dudes and everything like that. So I'm a little offensive, when people are popping off like that. But yeah, you could be totally right. She could hit the lick on dude and everything like that. So hey, I respect her player. This dude should have had his shit way more together than that, especially when you're into all that weirdo stuff, man. Like you're just got to be like, I don't even know how you get away with having that kind of desires and not eventually get caught out there.
Some point. Hey man, so are you back and forth to Cali, or you moved out totally?
Oh yeah, no, I'm in Crenshaw regularly. I can be caught in the at the Haroon coffee shop giving lectures on publishing to aspiring young music producers. I'm doing a lot of consulting on artists and producers about how to get their music in sync. And yeah, but I go back and I'm working on a documentary film out here in Santo Domingo, and just enjoying life out here. Yeah, but I'm in LA a lot, and definitely, man. Look, I appreciate you taking my opinion. I'm listening to what you're saying. I want to soak in your side now. I know I have my thoughts on it.
Well, listen, I appreciate you, and for those who don't know, you signed Star and Buck Wild before Lior gave us that 6-figure check. We came out to Cali. We stayed at your place. Where was that where you were living that time when we stayed at your place for a couple days?
Oh man, we were renting that house from Georgia Duke. It was in the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
And yeah, it was pretty fabulous. There was a lot of fabulous things going on at that time. I mean, I signed a lot of big artists. I signed Farside, Coolio, House of Pain, Warren G. But I'd have to say Star and Buck Wild is one of my proudest moments, if not my best. Definitely one of showing a lot of vision. I was a little ahead of my time with that to do like a comedy album, at that moment,
Hey man, good.
I gotta find that demo tape. Do you have it?
I got it. I'll send you a copy. Just I'll send you a CD.
Yeah.
I got some CDs. Great to talk to you, Paul.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you, Star.
Okay,
Talk to you later.
all right,
Okay,
look,
peace.
all right. It's my friend Paul Stewart. Hey, Monica, I got your email. Thank you, darling. Let me make sure I responded to Monica. Thank you for your patience. Okay, I said salute. Thank you so much. And who did I say hold on to? 647. Hey, did you send me an email, area code 647? I'm kind of backed up here. Want to make sure.
No worries. Okay.
Hey.
It's okay, Star. I'm patient. How you doing?
Good. Who's this?
My name is Nirvana.
Nirvana?
Can you hear me?
Nirvana, did I say that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Well, I just kind of wanted to chime in on this whole Cassie thing because the sex trafficking thing, you were asking, where does the sex trafficking thing kick in, right?
Yeah.
You were asking about that?
Yes.
So I was just kind of looking online, and it says that sex trafficking is when someone uses force, lies, or manipulation to make another person engage in sex for money or anything of value, or when a child under 18 is made to do it even without threat or force.
Right.
Now, when we look at the timeline, the Cassie timeline, it says that in 2004, she met Ryan Leslie in a club. So if she's born in 1986, she was 18 years old in the club. She was already signed to Wilhelmina Model. She was already in the studio with Rock Wilder. She was already moving around, and she was a supermodel already. She had like big campaigns and everything. I remember Cassie. I remember her at that time on MySpace. I remember when her and Ryan Leslie first got together.
Okay.
And then when they first got together, they were booed up, right? And it was like a big thing. I remember moving to New York in 2006. Me and You was already out. It was already a huge, big hit. But she was already with Puff at that point too, because before I moved to New York City, she had already did 106 in Park and flopped. So the timeline on Wikipedia is completely wrong. So the reality is when Ryan Leslie got Cassie, she was underage. And when Ryan Leslie basically sold Cassie to Bad Boy and got released out of his deal from Bad Boy, she was still underage. Right?
Well, hang on now. I don't know this to be true or not true.
We don't know. Allegedly. Yeah. You're right. Allegedly.
Well, we don't even have to say allegedly. It's not like what we're saying is going to be some damning, evidence or something. But even with all of that being said, the sex trafficking, and let me just say again, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just saying it strikes me as that they're just trying to paint this picture of him, and the fact that he has not been given bond, it's just like, damn. So they're really just dragging him. But anyway, so
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree. And so this is my point. Like, I just really wanted to kind of articulate this point because I think it was the guy Rob Lowe, who had hit home on some really strong points. I just wanted to add to that I think that they planted Cassie on Diddy from early. I think that they gave Ryan Leslie Cassie knowing that that's Diddy's type because he was off the heels of J-Lo.
Okay.
And then they blew up Cassie knowing because Ryan Leslie signed a deal with Tommy Mottola. They knew Puff's type. And at the end of the day, Puff's star was rising. As Puff was becoming more and more popular and becoming more and more successful in that era, 2000s, those early 2000s times, they got to put handlers around him, everywhere around him. They got to control their interest.
Even if that's case, pardon me, even if that's true, are we supposed to feel sorry for him? He got lined up.
I'm not at all. But I'm just throwing a theory out there.
Gotcha.
And then at the end of it all, because there were rumors that Cassie was trying to pressure Puff to marry her, and he wouldn't marry her.
I don't know.
So if he married her and then they got Puff out of there, then she would have inherited everything, and then they could have done whatever they wanted with his estate, right? But she failed at her job. This is just a theory.
Yeah, that sounds like a very elaborate theory, but I'm hearing you out. Are you from the New York tri-state? Where you calling from?
No, I'm from Toronto.
Oh, okay.
I'm from Toronto, but I spent 6 years living in New York, and so I kind of got a little bit of an idea how these people do business. It's grimy out there. It's extremely grimy.
Are you from the?
And when you climb,
were you in the music industry at any point?
Yeah, I'm an artist myself. I've been an artist myself. Absolutely. Yeah.
Any experience with Bad Boy or Diddy? Once upon a time.
Never. I personally never ever had any interactions with Diddy, but I did have interactions with people close to him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate.
So, I appreciate you too, Star. I think this is a great show tonight. I really am. It's always a great show, but
thank you so much.
Tonight's extra live.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Great day. Bye now.
You too.
Hey there. Here's somebody who I definitely want to get on the line. Colleen, can you hold on 1 second? I'll be right back. Colleen.
Hey, Star. How are you tonight?
Good. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, that's Colleen. Guys, showrunner, www.jenniferjonescollection.com. Please go check out her handmade jewelry and other items, accessories, www.jenniferjonescollection.com. Okay, please tell her I sent you. Okay, and okay, hold on a second. Okay, thank you. Deeds. Diddy is his legal team has filed to dismiss sex trafficking charges due to racist origins by way of the New York Times. Okay. I may or may not play something's going on with Mystical, the rapper again. I may or may not get to that, guys. Jenna, are you in the queue? I see your email. If not, I'll just respond and say thank you. Hey, Colleen, thank you for your patience. Are you there on a Tuesday night? Colleen?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. Peace and blessings to all.
Great to hear
Again,
from
I'm
you.
going to remind you. Thank you, Star. It's good to hear you. Hear you too. You've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a head cold, so I'm sorry if I sound a little off. But
quite all right.
Again, I just want to remind everybody that I've studied child psychology. I am an educator. A lot of my students in D75 schools, they're in high school till they're 21.
Okay.
In doing the math, the previous caller said Cassie met Ryan Leslie when she was 18. She met Puffy when she was 19. She started a relationship with him when she was 19, and then he locked her into a 10-album deal. As much as everybody says that, she played him and her mother played him, she was not intellectually, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually savvy enough to understand what was going on when she first linked up with Puffy or Diddy or Love or whatever it is anybody calls him. She did not have the mental capacity to understand that she was going to be pimped out. She didn't understand that. And to lock a young person into a 10-album deal when she did not have the talent. Her first song was trash. Me and You was trash. The beat was great. It was nice to listen to, but she really didn't have any, what I would consider vocal range. Now, again, you have to understand that I compare everybody to Rochelle Farrell, Vicki Howard, Whitney Houston, Phyllis Hyman. That's what I want to hear, even with catchy beats. I want to hear that. I want to hear real vocal range.
Okay.
But again, he basically pimped her out. Okay? That's where the sex trafficking comes from. And for the feds to not release him on bail when he was putting up $75 million here, all of his houses, they have more on him than the public knows right now. again, we've been waiting a really long time for Pam Bondi to release that whole Epstein list. It has not been released yet, right? I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well.
Take your time.
I think one of the things that everybody's not taking into consideration as far as sex trafficking is concerned is Puffy Diddy Love's connection to Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell was very close to Ghislaine Maxwell, and she kind of sort of admitted that maybe she turned a blind eye to everything that was going on with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and Prince Andrew, right?
Hold on a second, Colleen. Can I just jump in here? Now you're an educator. You know better than me, but with regards to the sex trafficking, do you have case law for what you just said? You said that's where you get the trafficking, or are you just saying in theory she was?
This is speculation.
Oh.
This is speculation.
Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Hang on.
Allegedly.
Okay. Oh no. You don't have to say allegedly. You're speaking in favor of her, but so you don't have case law. This is just in theory. She was a baby. Yes. I'm saying, with all due respect, that's bullshit.
I'm not saying she was a baby. Well, I'm saying she lacked the intellectual, psychological, mental, spiritual, emotional capacity.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in? You would know better than me. You went to school for this. But now, females have always matured faster than boys, yes?
No. Not at all. I don't believe that at all.
Well, that's
not at all.
Listen, call me.
No, that's just, again, that's misogyny. With all due respect.
Can I finish?
With all due respect.
Can I finish?
That's misogyny and pain. Go ahead.
Can I finish?
Yes.
I'm a low budget sociologist, high school dropout. But
I don't know. I think you're one of the most brilliant people on the airwaves. Well, I think you're brilliant.
Thank you. But females, to my understanding, my experience, and what I have observed throughout the decades, are a lot more sharper, smarter, and they advance faster than boys during the formative years. But you say no.
You know what that sounds like?
You say no.
You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like? That sounds like, and with all due respect, and I'm really not disrespecting you, because I like I said, I think you're a brilliant person. Your mother was an educator too. So that's why I know you didn't need, your mother was an educator. Okay, you are a self-educated, brilliant man. Okay, but what you're saying is girls are more, they mature faster. That's like calling somebody a fast-ass little girl when she's been raped at 13. Okay, that mental processing of saying that women mature faster than boys, that's like blaming women for things that happen to them. Do you know what I mean? Like things that happen to them that are
I'm not saying
Listen,
that.
look.
Go ahead.
Listen,
go ahead.
Star.
Go ahead.
We're talking about a 19-year-old kid who was locked into a 10-album deal. Okay? With the monster. All right? We've all heard the stories. I watched the documentary on HBO. He did a lot of diabolical things before that kid even came along. She was a kid. I said this time and time again. Anytime I've called your show, up to 24, 26, we're talking about adolescence, okay? And the reasoning that women, that's completely moot. That's just because from a sociological standpoint, you think that women age faster than men.
Colleen?
Is not age, but
Colleen?
Mature faster than men.
Colleen,
I don't agree.
Okay. Can I jump in? Are you in front of your laptop or computer?
No, I'm in my kitchen.
Okay. Hang on. I just Googled, do females mature faster than boys? AI overview says yes. Girls.
I don't agree.
Colleen, hold on. Let me read it. Yes, girls generally mature faster than boys. While individual variations exist, girls typically enter puberty and complete it sooner than boys. This means they experience physical changes like breast development and menstruation, and often show more social and emotional maturity at younger ages compared to boys. And now there's also sources here. Hold on. We just lay all this out. They've got all sorts of sources here. Wow. PMC.NCBI. There's research on this brain development.
Are you talking about the National Institutes of Health? Are you including that as well? Are you talking about the same institutions? Are you using the same background?
Medium.
That say,
okay.
Wait. Are you using the same sources that say Black people and people with melanin have higher pain thresholds, sir?
I don't know. I just Googled it.
So this is why I'm saying we have to look at this. We have to look at this from she was a kid. I realize you may think she was more sophisticated, and her and her mother plotted and schemed to run his pockets and to get him, and because Alex Fine moved into the mother's house, all of that. I understand where you're coming from because you've seen game. You've seen a lot of things happen in your lifetime. But in this particular case, I think Alex Fine became her closest confidant. Okay. I think he realized that she was a victim of domestic violence. Okay. I think he realized that she was being prostituted. Okay. And I think he had this inclination to want to protect her. Okay. And another thing that I'm speculating on also, maybe the videos that he made of her getting gangbanged by all those different male prostitutes. Right. Maybe those videos made it. Wait. I'm listening. Maybe those videos made their way onto the dark web, and somebody found them. Right. And that's why she was just like, I'm never going to be made whole by, the way I was exploited when I was a young woman. And that's what's sad to me. Maybe, when you surround yourself with evil people and you just allow yourself to be used by evil people, sometimes you just look for ways to compensate for the pain that you keep suppressing. I've seen it in my students. They were pimped out. They were in foster care when they were young girls. They got involved with really bad people. Fortunately, these things happened before they were 18 years old, so the criminal records wouldn't ruin their lives and affect them being licensed for different occupations later on. But I've seen it happen to my students. Okay. And it happens the most to Black and Latina girls.
I want to go on record.
It happens to boys too.
I want to go on record and say I think Cassie is evil, and that's not to take Diddy's side. That's not to take his side. I think she lined him up. I think her mother, again, a settlement paralegal and a workers' compensation paralegal at a law firm, pretty big law firm as well. I think that they caught a nice lick and got what he got. But go ahead and land your plane. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Again, I listen to your show all the time. I just wasn't able to listen to it in its entirety tonight. I think you're getting an even more massive following now. Yeah. I don't need to compare you to people, but remember Art Bell, Coast to Coast?
I do.
The stuff that you talk about keeps people engaged. People are talking now.
Thank you.
And people feel more free to express themselves, even if they're wrong.
Yeah.
Even if they're wrong, right? Because I think what this case is doing is it's bringing a lot of secrets out. I think it's making even men feel safe to say that they've been exploited or that things happen to them that they suppressed for a long time. And I just hope, even though she might be an evil person, that maybe she can change with this process. But I don't think somebody like Diddy is ever going to change. And again, I've mentioned this before. He went to Mount St. Michael Academy when that principal of the school was molesting boys.
You did say that. Yeah.
We talked about this before. So people that have been molested or sexually abused as children, if they don't resolve what happened to them as children or as young adults, they go on and unload that pain onto somebody else. So I just want people to understand. Okay. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to talk about your stuff. I'm sure a lot of what's going on in this trial has triggered people. Go and get some help. Talk about it. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye now. Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Colleen. Let me go back to the phone lines here. Let me go to area code 770. Good evening. The rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs. So you have to speed on the trial. 770.
Hey, Star, it's me,
Hey, who's this?
Parrot Lady.
Hey, girl, what's going on with you? Good to hear from you.
Nothing. How you doing?
I'm alive.
Oh, have I ever told you how much I love your squirrel party?
Oh, thank you.
I be watching it for hours, believe it or not.
Well, I posted
Yeah.
I posted a video yesterday, and I titled it "You Got to Fight for Your Right to Party," which is one of the Beastie Boys' biggest tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got over 2,000 views. It's doing pretty good.
Well, my favorite thing to do is like when I can't really get to sleep, you know, I'm laying in the bed, but my mind keep racing. I sit and watch them, and it just helps me to just settle down.
It's
and before I know it, I'm out.
It's therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what's cracking?
I just wanted to talk about Cassie's mom. I heard you earlier. I didn't know the defense did not question her.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I heard that they, you know, she was on the stand, and I was saying to myself all day, if I had to question her, or if I was Cassie's mother, I would have one question for myself. And that question would be, where did I go wrong?
Talk about it.
Because I don't understand. You know, look, there's not a chick in my family that would have allowed herself to be abused and go through that situation like Cassie.
Right.
And I think as mothers, we must raise our daughters to the point that when they become women, a fool like Puffy can look in their eyes and see they're not the one. So that lends itself to the question, where did, me being Cassie's mother, where did I go wrong that I could raise a child that will grow up and allow men to urinate in her mouth? And all the things that Cassie did, where did this woman go wrong? Where did her father go wrong?
Can I jump in, Parrot Lady? Can I jump in?
Sure.
Maybe she learned it from her mother.
You know, well, I have to question that because
and this is the reason why I think that she should have been cross-examined.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't just give her this out. Oh, she's beautiful, beautiful. Listen, I've had chlamydia twice, and both times it was from a bad bitch. A bad bitch.
Yeah, she was bad in a lot of ways, wasn't she?
The bitch looked like Halle Berry, 1986. The next day I wake up, I'm on fire, I'm dripping. She calls me and said, "What you doing?" I said, "Well, you tell me." She said, "When I come back over," I said, "Well, come on." A bad bitch. My dumb ass. Leaking.
You hit it again?
Hit it again, raw. Raw. A bad
appreciate
bitch.
your honesty.
Yeah. My dumb ass. Come on over. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But, you know, yeah, Cassie's just a beautiful dingbat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. But, Star, and you're right. You had said something about the mother earlier. I was going to make that point, but it just slipped my mind. Maybe teaching. Oh, when Cassie came home in 2011 and the mother took the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, so she sent her back or allowed her to go back for 7 more years of abuse?
Bingo.
There's something wrong with that picture.
No,
you don't call the cops? I don't care who did it.
Maybe her mother said, "Girl, going back there and deal with it like I do, and start keeping a goddamn a diary. Let's get this bag. Let's get this bag, girl.
Mm.
He's an easy lick. He's negro, black. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm rambling.
Listen, the other lady who called, who's the educator.
Colleen.
All right, so I work with young girls, CSEC girls, commercially sexually exploited children.
Okay.
I don't think that lady's giving them enough credit. Yeah, because I've met a 15-year-old girl who was pimping adults. These kids are very savvy. She was in a facility still pimping adults from
Well, hang on a second, Parrot Lady.
facility.
Let's not take shots at Colleen, but
No. I'm not taking shots. No, please, Miss Colleen, I'm not taking shots. We're both in the same field somewhat. I'm just in a different part of the field. But, and, you know, being her, I work with kids in a facility.
Okay.
She works with kids in schools. And sometimes her kids from her school might end up in the facility that I work in, you know. But yeah, I can write a book on the stories I've seen. These kids out there, these young girls, they know how to groom. They're groomers, 14, 15, 16 groomers. They're grooming their peers. I met a whole family that was pimping out kids. It was a family business. And the 14-year-old son would go to school and bring his female friends home.
Easy, Parrot Lady, easy. Then this,
sorry.
We can curse and talk hella crazy, but now psychologytoday.com. Catch this one. Psychologytoday.com from 2013. Scientists identify why girls often mature faster than boys. Scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind what I say. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then, you know, just imagine you got a girl who's like 15, been out in the streets since she was 12, you know, and dealing with older men.
Take it easy.
Okay. And dealing with older men. And now you have her in a facility with male peers, meaning males around her age. She runs circles around him.
Hold on, Parrot Lady. Rob Lowe says, Cassie don't think she was abused. She was convinced that she was abused. Now, Parrot Lady, I'm not asking you to say nothing that you don't necessarily believe or you haven't seen, but you know, I'm scared of young girls of age. I'm scared of them. I prefer to date women, you know, close to my generation, but I don't want to deal with nobody who's going through anxiety or depression. You follow me? But the younger girls, it's like, even though I'm 61, I know they're like, you know, sometimes light years ahead. And listen, I take naps. I don't argue. So you know, I'm not trying to walk on a fucking landmine. You follow me? But go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
Well, look, I just know when I was 16 and dating, I had this one dude. It was a couple of dudes I was dating, not at the same time, but they were so immature. You know, like, for instance, we go to the movies. The lady asked for something. I can't remember, so long ago. But he's giving her a stupid answer, and the lady wouldn't let us go in the movie theater. You know, just immaturity. And you go through that a lot. But getting back to Cassie, you know, and her mama, you could be right. And you could be hitting the nail on the head the other night when you said that, you know, you think the husband, you know, put her up to it. I'm sure they had that. All three of them probably had a family meeting concerning how to get some millions. Now, am I mad at Cassie for getting millions? No. I think she should be compensated for her pains via, you know, butt whoopings. I think she should be compensated for that.
Can I put a theory on the table? Parrot Lady, can I put a theory on the table?
Sure.
There's an old saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, right?
No, you can't.
Okay. I bet you Cassie knows. I bet you Cassie knows that I'm a hoe. I can't really be a housewife, but I can push out some babies. And I know a nigga named Sean Combs. And now I got the personal trainer that used to train me. And she probably convinced him, listen, I'm about to get a lick. Can you just close your mouth and play your position? Close your mouth, Play your position. I'm about to get this lick. And she knows that a hoe can't become a housewife. She's not a housewife now. She's doing some type of charity. She's still hustling, but she's hustling different now. You know, she's got some 501c3 or something. She's still getting a bag. And I'm not hating, but I just think that I think a lot of this may have been orchestrated. What we see right now, and we're calling her a victim. I think she may have orchestrated this. She may have circled back to her mother, because what you said earlier, the mother would say, "What did I do wrong?"
Yeah.
Okay. Cassie,
where did I go wrong?
Cassie may have come back and said, "Hey, I got a lick on the hook, and can you help me?"
Yeah.
Come on, land your plane. Come on, land your plane. Land your plane.
Yeah, and to add to what you were saying, you don't get a stripper pregnant either.
Oh. Come on.
And we know she wasn't a stripper, but that's worse than I'd rather get a stripper pregnant if I could before I get somebody like Cassie pregnant. But hey, what am I to say? Whatever. But listen, my plane has landed. Gotta go. Peace.
Good talk to you. Thank you, Parrot Lady. Okay. Area code 860. Are you there? 860. Good evening.
Hey, Star. It's Sister Bethy. How you doing?
Hey there. What's going on with you, girl? Good to hear from you.
Oh, man. I just sitting here for a minute and listening to all the callers. I got to keep it a buck with you. Only person that made some sense is Rob Lowe. Okay. I'm keeping it real. He's the only one that made sense. The two teachers got to go. I don't know I don't know what school systems they work in or what.
Well, let's see if you make some sense. I don't need somebody calling in here trying to critique other people. Let's see if you make some sense.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, you're right. So here's what I think personally about the rise and fall of the puppy. I think he's going to walk. They have not substantiated anything, Star. All right. The only thing that was physically available to us, to the world, was the domestic violence. So everything else is allegations. They have not substantiated racketeering. They have not substantiated sex trafficking. None of this. And if for the life of me, who is actually going to come forward and prove that he pimped them out, raped them? From what I'm hearing, she was the point of contact to get into the puffy business. They didn't contact him directly. They contact her. So everybody, the few people that are supposedly testifying, all of them were part of his life. And I'm like,
well, it's a lot of people that are set to testify. And do you know how many?
I think he's going to walk.
Hang on. Do you know how many weeks this case is projected to go on, and how many other more witnesses are coming to testify?
See, that's what I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many more witnesses are coming.
Well, baby, you just called in. Hold on a second. You just called in trying to shoot down other people who, do have solid opinions, or they have sources and it's based on something. And now you're saying you don't know.
Well, Star, nobody knows how many more witnesses are coming. From the reports, it's saying, from what I read, Star, personally, from what I read,
use a read nigga.
Well, keeping up with the case, they're saying that he trafficked 3 women for a period of over 20 years. But okay, when are they going to come forward? Who are they? All I'm seeing
tell us. You've already called in and you've shot down other people. Tell us something, baby. I got time. Tell us. Who are the other?
Well, okay. Well, I'm talking about I'm shooting down the 2 ladies that's supposed to be teachers, and they're talking about.
They're educated, baby. You sound like you smoke Cool 100s now.
Better than boys.
Okay.
Huh?
They're educated. You sound like you smoke Cool 100s. Take it easy.
You know what? You're not going to start talking about me now. Again, we did this before, and it's not nice. But I'm educated as well. I'm a social worker. I have an MSW, and teachers and social workers are very different.
Stay right there.
So stop.
Stay right there. Do girls mature faster than boys?
Yes, they do. That's a fact.
Come on. Come on.
That's a fact. And they even have a study. They do. That's just a no-brainer right there.
Can we talk that real talk? Can we talk that real talk?
Yes, we can talk that real talk. It's true.
I'm not going to say what age I was.
Now on YouTube.
Hang on.
Huh?
I'm not going to say what age I was. I'm not going to say what age the girl was, but there was a girl 6 years younger than me, and she said, "Let me see your dick." And I said, "My dick?" And she said, "Pull out your dick."
You stupid.
Baby, I started shaking in my boots. I started shaking.
I'm done. I'm done with you.
No, stay with me. I said, "What the fuck?" He said, "Let me see your dick." Scared the fuck out of me. Scared me. Pull out your dick. I said, "Whoa."
I can't stand. I can't stand. But no, you know, in the hood, girls are very aggressive. They scare a lot of the boys.
Talk about it.
They are very aggressive. And Cassie's like not far from where I am. She's from New London. And I was raised in Bridgeport, but I'm in Middletown now.
Whoa.
So she's
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah.
Come on.
But yes, girls do mature faster than boys. But again, with the puppy thing, I think he's gonna walk. Actually, I really think he's gonna walk. I think they're just holding his case up in court because at this point, he's a billionaire and everybody's getting paid in the judicial system, from the attorneys to the judges. And when they finish getting him enough money, getting paid from off of his case, he's gonna walk right out the door. Now, I agree with everything Rob Lowe said.
Yeah.
The only thing I disagreed with was when he said that when he get out, he's finished. Nobody's going to want to deal with him. I think that's a lie because there are still people that are very interested in the music industry, and they're going to run right to Puffy.
Yeah. But as long as he didn't kill nobody or have anybody killed, if Diddy gets out, he'll be lit again. Be lit.
I don't know. See, they're saying all these. Okay, these are all rumors going around in YouTube in the world that he put hits on people. And I don't believe none of it until somebody come forward. You know, I'm not believing none of that. All of this is just accusations, including the charges that are being brought against them. Because, like I said, they have not substantiated, and you know this, they have not substantiated racketeering or prostitution or trafficking. I haven't heard anything about pedophile cases. The only thing I'm hearing is these rumors about him messing with dudes. But these are grown dudes, and ain't nobody telling them to bend over like Meek Mills and stuff. I can't. These DL dudes, I'm not. So at the end of the day, he's been in jail. He should be in there for the domestic violence. Yes, that was not good. But he's going to walk. So you mean to tell me he's really in jail because he likes to freak with the freaks? Come on.
Hang on a second. Stay with me. You said you either were or are a social worker?
I am.
Okay. Don't say where because I don't want to jeopardize your business. Listen, not only, in my opinion, do females mature faster than boys, but they're vicious. They're vicious.
Yes, they are. I can agree.
I had a good friend.
I agree.
I had a good friend of mine. I think I was maybe 22, and his girlfriend was 26 at the time. Good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
His girlfriend came over to my apartment, 527 West 152nd Street. She was 6 months pregnant. Gave me the pussy. 6 months pregnant, gave me the pussy. Milk squirting out the titties. I didn't know whether to hate this bitch or try to fight him or to fall in love with the bitch. Why do females do shit like that? 6 months pregnant, and she came
because when you're
and fucked her man's
horny.
Fucked her man's best friend. Answer that one before you go, please.
Because when you're pregnant, your hormones is wild. It's just like when a guy have blue balls, they got to hurry up and get it off, or they're going to be in a lot of pain. Well, when women are pregnant, their hormones are off the rocker. So it is what it is. But I think Puffy's going to walk at the end of the day.
But she was pregnant. Hold on a second. Never mind Diddy. She was 6 months pregnant. She had belly. Why would she do that to her man with his best friend? Isn't that some low shit? That's some low shit.
But Star, why did you knew she was pregnant, so why did you hit it?
I was weak. I felt weak to her. She was a female, younger than me. You see, I say younger than me.
And you didn't see her stomach and it didn't bother you?
I was a victim.
You was what?
A victim. A victim.
You were not a victim. You was horny, and you were
a victim of her bullshit.
you could not control your pee-pee, and you couldn't control your pee-pee, and it is what it is. So now I'm getting off of this phone, Star, but I love you.
Great to talk to you.
Okay. Take it easy.
Thank you. That's a true story. I'm dead ass. Dead ass. Women are vicious. Let me take one more call, guys, before we wrap this up. Is that David D. Cordova tapping in from today's religious talk?
Hey, Star. How's it going?
Good to hear from you, man. Let me get your information on the screen whilst you and I are having a discussion. Where do you want to start, man? I'm talking about the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs. David.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I think that Diddy brought all this upon himself, and I believe that he provoked the judgment of God on him. And, because I think that like God has a way of putting people on timeout, and I think that's exactly what he's on. He's on timeout to reflect on his behavior because he promotes Black excellence, but I don't feel that he's upholding that standard, right? Because he wants to be the king of celebration. So he pushes hedonism and carries on with all these antics, and you can't do both. Right. And I think that's where the conflict comes in with him, because he's trying to do two things at the same time, because he wants to push the entertainment, but it's not working. So if he makes it through this, he has to make a change, because he's in a powerful position to uplift the image of Black people. And I don't think he's doing a good job, right? Like, this is a man, he has daughters, and then he promotes like the city girls and these types of negative things that affect the youth. So I think right now, it's the Bible says, to whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. So I believe that right now Diddy's being chastened, and the best thing is isolation, time to reflect on his career and the direction that he wants to go.
Good point.
And what he can do.
Good point.
So I still believe he's at the mercy of God. I still believe that he has an opportunity for redemption. And the mere fact that he's sitting in a jail cell right now is a testament to God's mercy. And he should use this time wisely. And I'm more concerned that when he comes out, if he makes it out, what's he going to do after that? Is he going to continue with the same antics? Because a lot of people, they revert right back to the same behavior and nothing changes. And that's the problem, because you get chance after chance. Like, it's no different to like Tory Lanez. Like, his father's a missionary preacher, a man of God. So, his son was called to be a light to a generation. He named him Daystar Peterson. So if you're going to continue to make trap music and talk about selling drugs and stuff, and, respect to the father, but he also was a benefactor of the finances produced by the music that his son made.
Right.
So once again, like, I don't want to say hypocrisy, but at the same time, it's tough because these guys are in a hell of a position because they have the talent, but they have to succumb to the industry. You know, it's the industry that pressures them to push these negative themes and push these narratives. But the thing is, God is merciful. He knows that. So he allows them to do it for a certain period of time. But then God expects them to do a 360 and make a change for the audience.
Can I jump in?
Please, yeah.
Now, I appreciate what you're saying and your commitment to your system of belief, you know. Appreciate that. Do you think that the theory of God that you speak about has another possible plan for Sean Combs, and that is the penitentiary? Maybe he is to be made an example of his hedonistic, whoremongerish ways. Maybe he is going down. Maybe he has created so much turmoil, destruction, chaos that he will be sat down, you know, for the rest of his days. Think that's plausible?
Wow. I think that's the last step. It could be, because the Bible says any tree that doesn't, any branch that doesn't bear fruit will be cut off. So I don't know if this is the cutoff point. So it very well could be, actually. But I just feel like anytime someone's isolated, they're in isolation, it's always for time to reflect.
Yeah,
but
you know, and I don't mean to talk on top of you, but you know, the theory of God is a vengeful God. You know, that Bible is not a love note; it's law, right? It's law.
Big time.
It's law. Yeah. Land your plane, man, and you posted a new video on your platform. Today's Religious Talk. It's on my show running right there. You want to promote your latest video?
Yeah, I actually did today. My video is called "Did the Ark of the Covenant Protect Ethiopia from Being Colonized?" Whoa. So, yeah, this is a thought endeavor that I've been wrestling with for weeks, and based on a lot of research that I've done and a couple conversations that I've had. And I wanted to put something together because everyone knows Jewish history, the timeline of Jewish history, but to cooperate it with the Kebra Nagas within the Ethiopian tradition, I put together a nice piece of work. It's something that you got to watch, and I try to tie in the two, the removal of the Ark of the Covenant and because Menelik, the son of King Solomon and Queen Sheba, that relationship, within the Ethiopian tradition, it was said that he took the Ark of the Covenant back to Ethiopia. So,
David, I don't want to cut you short, man, but I got to pull it back into Diddy. Guys, please go check out David D. Cordova's YouTube channel. Today's Religious Talk. I appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Yeah.
I have to bring on this last caller. I know she did some research. Janet, I got your emails, but I've been on vacation, as you know. But I got your emails. I'm not going to say what your emails were about, but I got them. Janet?
Hey, how are you?
Life is great. Life is great. Where do you want to start, Janet? You're my last caller. Last caller.
Okay, so let's make this quick. I think that what we've seen with the defense not cross-examining Cassie mother, I think that was Diddy showing compassion. I believe that Cassie, their relationship, that she told him all the trauma that she done had in her childhood, whether it exists or not, but what she may conceive as trauma or otherwise. And I think if he would allow his lawyers, because remember, they always saying how he dictating to his lawyers what to do and what not to do.
Right.
I think that's why they didn't cross-examine her, because they would have had to ask them questions that would have embarrassed the mother more than it would have had embarrassed Cassie. And then my whole thing is her
Can I jump in?
father.
Can I jump in? Okay. So the old nigga was a lick, and now he's fighting for his life. His life. And the old nigga's still in love. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think he does have love for Cassie. I think that this time that he has been
That's what
in
I said.
prison, or
That's what I said.
Mhm.
He's not in prison yet. So the old nigga who's a mark and a lick, fighting for his life, and he's still in love. He's showing compassion to the woman who more than likely taught Cassie what she knows. That's what you're saying. He's still in love.
I think so, because Cassie showed in her when she was testifying, in her testimony, she was showing compassion for him. Because when she finally got off that stand, she didn't.
I got it. I just wanted to be clear that that's what you're saying. He's still.
I'm saying it because
still in love. The nigga's fighting for his life.
I think that he's probably not
no way in hell, bitch. It's up. Fighting for my life.
I don't
grill that bitch. I gotta get out of here. Go ahead, land your plane. Go ahead.
I don't think that he's still in love. I think that he has did some self-reflection, and I believe that he controls his lawyers. He gives them notes. He tells them what to say.
I heard you. He's showing compassion.
I think, but had it been her father on the stand, it would have went a whole different way. Because he probably don't have no respect for the father because of things that Cassie has been going through in her life. Now, remember, she been modeling and going to New York by herself since she was or with a guy since she was 14 years old. She has been in the entertainment industry. She's not new to this. She's true to this. Everybody think that she just was found at a Walmart. She was a Walmart cashier and Diddy found her. No. This woman was knee deep inside of the entertainment business before she even seen Diddy. So
she been breaking licks.
Hey,
Ryan Leslie was a lick. Hang on. Ryan Leslie was a lick, and Cassie probably told Diddy, "I gotta get away from that nigga. He's pussy. Just tell him you'll slap the shit out of him, and the nigga will fold like a chicken wing. Just tell him you'll slap the shit out of him and watch." She probably orchestrated that.
I think she knew her way around. I don't think that this is the first abusive relationship, whether it be family wise or other.
Yeah.
I think because anybody who has grown up in a secure family, I mean, now maybe love will make people do some stupid things, but it's got to be a point.
She's the abuser.
In your mouth that you got to say no.
Janet, she's the abuser. What is the worst form of abuse?
Self-abuse.
Mental abuse. Mental abuse.
You say the word there, Star.
You love me? Prove it. Kill yourself. Go jump off the bridge. Show me how much you love me. I don't believe you until you take your life. If you don't do that, you're chicken shit. Jenna, I gotta close this down. It's getting late. Gotta land your plane.
No, I just want to land my plane here and state that I believe Diddy gonna beat these charges. If not, if he get one, he probably do 5 years for time served. Okay. And I think when he come out, I think it's gonna be Reverend Love, and he's gonna be more popular and more wealthier than he ever been in hip hop.
Okay, good to talk to you, Janet.
He's gonna be reborn. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, night.
Night. Okay.